Alright guys, so we're continuing with our Google Cloud platform course, and we've already come a long way from our AWS and then Azure. Azure we went really in depth. I've never gone that much with Azure before, but because there are so many jobs in Azure, I try to concentrate more on Azure. Obviously, there are other cloud platforms, and then there are still emerging more cloud platforms there as well out there. So that's going to continue that. We're gonna keep on going, and now check out if what's in store with Google Cloud. So there's let's carry on and restart now. Okay, so we were talking about, first of all, Google Cloud. In the previous class, we created the accounts there, we added the users there. What we're basically going to cover in Google Cloud and Oracle Cloud is what the CSPs, or cloud services providers, really offer, and that is the four major components of any cloud. We went a bit more in detail with AWS and Azure because those are the mainstream clouds there, platforms there. But obviously, the main components always are compute, storage, networking, databases. Now, this Kubernetes, I've mentioned it, but obviously this also comes under compute. So virtual machines and containers, and when you have thousands of containers, then Kubernetes, right? Then we also talked about that. Google Cloud is normally a programmer's heaven. Its main emphasis is to provide more features for programmers, while AWS and Azure also do cater for the needs of the programmers, and that is a very big market where programmers are creating more and more software for cloud. So programmers are all welcome in all cloud service providers. It's pretty much everything is software. So now programmers are the actual kings here. But obviously they need to also go for ops there, operations, how operations are performed the cloud. We're trying to cover from the non-programmer side, the compute, storage, networking. But you can also have a big value in the market if after learning that what cloud services providers or CSPs really do, after learning that inside out, then you go for automation. That's a must, and other words, DevOps, right? And that's, I'm telling, for non-programmers, right? So you can also try to learn a language like Python. That would be very good for your resume. Go for Python for beginners, Google it, and try to use one command per day, and one day you will be at least able to modify already written scripts and already written code from already created code. You can just modify all that and use it for your own purpose. But the thing is that if you're not a programmer, if you're not actually even trying to learn programming, then automation would be your best bet there, because many jobs are asking for, hey, can you automate? I need to create 1,000 virtual machines. I need to create 200 containers. I need to create 5 storage accounts, 3 network, 3 virtual networks or VPCs, virtual private cloud. So can you create it automatically with a code? So automation is one thing, and in automation, now there's a certification for that, Terraform, and my suggestion is go for that certification. Terraform certified the administrator. So Terraform is all about that cloud infrastructure as a code, IaaC. So that is also something that you really have to go for. I will obviously start that course on Sunday mornings if there are 10 students paying that much, because that's a lot of effort to come up with. I'm already trying to come up with this course, and I'm done with a lot of code there as well. But it's a lot of effort to go through the logic of that. And early morning, Sunday morning, maybe we'll launch that. But that would be a collection of all the automation tools, Terraform, Chef, and other lots of other tools that come in the job openings and announcements, right? And second thing is security. That has to be really, really good, done very good. So go for these two after you're gone. So if you've already gone for AWS and Azure, or you've started, then try to cover AWS and Azure in depth, and also get to know about Google Cloud and that Oracle Cloud. And while you're doing that, if you can master the tools of automation and master the tools of security, right? So exam for security would be, high level exam would be CISSP. It's tough, but it's not really vendor specific, vendor neutral. Others, but you want to go really in depth but technical, then you go for challenging CEH, certified ethical hacker. So anyway, Terraform is one of the certifications that you should be following up as well. Plus, if you can at least take yourself, make yourself really to understand at least Python modification, right? Programming language, go for how to at least modify an already created script or code. Modify an already created code. So there are millions of thousands of programmers who have created millions of codes. Oh, you want to create something like that? Okay, I have a code. You see the code, you just modify it because you understand the code already, right? And if you cannot create a full code yourself, at least you should be able to modify. As a non-programmer, these are the main tips. If you want to really be competitive in the market, then these three you need to grab as well. Okay, so that's that. And also that we're covering right now IAM, identity and access management. Then we're going to go for compute here, and then storage, networking, and how database are working here. You will see a lot of terms here that are purely programming terms. And if you're a programmer, obviously, so you will find me saying a lot, okay, another programming tool here, okay, another programmers have a tool here. But thing is that we need to cover major topics here: IAM, compute, storage, networking, database. That's what we have done in AWS and Azure as well, but we went a little more in depth because there are more jobs in the market for that. But this Google Cloud, now 2020, all of a sudden it just jumped up as the top certification of 2020. This means that those skills are required now in the market as well. So at least we should know that those major components, how do they work, if you're not programmers, right? Anyone here a programmer? Like, do you create a code? Create, not like change a code, create a code. If no one here is a programmer, actually a majority of the classes here, very few I've seen programmers who want to learn that cloud. Maybe they learn by themselves, or they there are so many sites there as well. But the main thing is that if you can go for these three after you are going to go know about cloud, then that's really good. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and now try to see. So we're going to create a project here. We talked about project before as well, that project will be this is your area within you, what you work, and it connects to a billing account as well. So, and you can add users here as well. So you have different projects there, one project going on for sales department, one for marketing department, so you can divide the workload that way, just like resource group in Azure. So let's create a project quickly, and then we go for, let's add a end user Gmail. So last class we created an end user Gmail as well, and we added that as well. And then we're going to go for IAM one by one. You're going to see pretty much all the concepts again, but how to go and click, what is the interface, what is called this in Azure, what is virtual machine called in Azure here in AWS. or Google Cloud. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside the console and go for the project. I'll create a project there. So for that, okay, uh, so we're in the Google Cloud console here, and well, I did create one project there already. In fact, that was for today's date, so I'll delete that later. But how to create a project, you can see on the top when you log in that you would be actually connected to this my first project, and you will see that here. We're not gonna work inside my first project, although we can work there in my first project, but we don't have to work here, and we can create our own project that we can delete, and all the resources that we create that day will be deleted as well. So I'm going to click that and go for new project here. My first project, go ahead and click that and then click new project. Once we click the new project, it just asks the name here, so we can just give any name here, or today's date 25Nov2020. In my case, I have a project with that name, so I'll just add my favorite, the word biryani, right? So and then so now there it says no organization in the location. It says no organization, right? What is that? We may have talked about that before as well, but it just says that, hey, you want to create an umbrella, a folder, a top tier under which all the resources are managed. Suppose you have, now you just created one project here. Suppose you create 10 more projects here, so they should be under one organization, right? Or maybe you have another GCP account connected to another credit card. So my GCP Google Cloud Platform account is connected to Digital Passion 2090 here. So suppose I create another account. In fact, I did. So that is Digital Passion 2091. Okay. So yeah. So this is just 2090 Digital Passion. So now suppose you have multiple projects and multiple Google Cloud accounts, so you should have then an organization. Now that's the same concept in AWS as well, where you can just create an organization, right? Now this done, no organization written here, but if I click browse here, this one, before creating a project, so then it says that, hey, where's your organization? So we're going to check out later as well that how to create an organization and what it requires. Normally it requires you to have a website, so we're going to go through that, what it is. And just like we added a domain as a tenant in Azure at the start of the Azure course, so we can actually add a domain from godaddy.com here in Google Cloud as well. So I'm just going to click, first of all, I'm just going for the creation of a project. You have 22 projects remaining. It just says here request an increase or delete projects, right? So we have enough already. I'm going to click create here now, and then, well, it's getting created. So it's just notification here and it's created. So create project, and that is project biryani is there. It's done. Now if that is there, so I'm just gonna change to that project. I don't want to create any resource in my first project. I'll click that, and I see 3 projects. Obviously you will see 2 projects, just ignore that what I see there. So I'm gonna go for project biryani and click that. That's a very critical project, really tough. So commandos are needed to finish the biryani. Okay, anyway, so here dashboard, and you can see that there's project info and add people to this project. Go to project settings as well. We saw that in last time as well, and so we can just go ahead and try to. We also went to marketplace on the left side. So left side you will see that there's already this home button showing there, and pins appear here. Suppose you want to pin some other service here, you can pin that here as well. Now there's a marketplace that we have already gone to, and these are all the images by community uploaded, or by all the organizations which have uploaded their software that you can purchase from with an image Ubuntu installed on, and then on top of that some firewall is installed from another company, Barracuda firewall, or F5 load balancer is deployed. So that's in the marketplace. We deployed a compute engine from there as well. Then there is billing here, and we did actually go to the billing, and we know that we can create a billing here as well. Then there is APIs and services. Now this is again APIs, application programmable interface, is service that connects you or your application, on-premises application or some other application. In the background it works, and it connects you to the database in the background, or it connects you to another application or to the cloud interface. Again, then this will be programmers would want to go for this. And it says here credentials library, but OAuth, consent screen, domain verification, page usage agreements. So if you are actually adding a GoDaddy domain, then there's a domain verification process here that you can go for as well. I'm gonna show you that process now as well. That what is identity and organization. In that topic, we're going to talk about that. But we don't have any APIs. We don't have any application that we have programmed or created. So it's not something that we can go right now here. Support, cases, chat support, phone support, community support, settings, and support. Okay, well, that's the support area, but we were here on IAM and admin. So let's go inside this IAM, identity and access management, and admin. And here, permissions for project, and once we enter IAM, so this is where we were adding other users as well. I'm just going to quickly go to the add button, because we did create a Gmail there in the last class as an end user Gmail, right? So I'm just going to click add there to add that Gmail. So if we had to use some user or experiment with the user, so we would have a user there. So I'm just gonna go back here and check out my other users. So that was my first name, 18November2020 at Gmail. I created that user there. So my first name, 18Nov2020 at Gmail. And select a role. So you can select a role. We've gone through that as well. On this project, you want to make this user an owner or viewer, full access to all resources. Normally it was supposed to be an end user. Suppose we don't select a role now, we can just give a role later as well. And if you click the send notification email, so in your Gmail, the notification will be gone that this user has been added. Suppose I don't go for any role and don't add any condition. Last time we also clicked that what is the condition you want, and condition type is for how long the user should have access to this, and what resources the user should have access to. That's the condition. How long, what resources users should have access to, right? So, but just to see what it says, that's why I came here. Otherwise we don't need to create a condition here. Okay, I'll click outside. And so if we don't go give a role right now, will it let us save that? So I'm just going to click that save button here, and it says must select at least one role. So I'm just going to go ahead, and for project level role we can give, or any of the service you want to give this user a privilege, you can just give that. Okay, we can just go for owner of this particular project, this other user account that I'm adding, at the Gmail account I'm adding, right? So this is added here. I'm just going to click save. One more thing, we had to create that Gmail ourselves, or suppose there was another user who had a Gmail, and then you can add this. But why isn't there a central dashboard where we can create internal users of Google Cloud Platform, just like we had in Azure? In IAM, you can actually create users inside. In AWS, IAM as well. In Azure, it is Active Directory basically. That's the authentication and authorization system, so you can easily create users there, as many. And in AWS there was IAM, identity and access management, and there you were able to create internal users. You don't have to actually create an independent Gmail like in Google for that. So I'm just going to click save here, and then we can talk about that dashboard as well, that why we cannot then create a user, or why isn't there the dashboard just like Azure and AWS has. So that is also possible, that why don't we have a dashboard? So we can have a dashboard. Okay, there's a invitation sent pending acceptance. Okay, so the acceptance has to be there in that email before this can be considered as an owner. So I can. Okay, well, when we need that, we're gonna go for that email and accept that. Okay, so if I go down to identity and organization, so this is where we saw last time as well, there's a checklist, right? Now, in the checklist, it does mention about that you can create an organization. So manage user accounts and groups for employees, enterprise onboarding checklist. You want to create an enterprise, you want to create a dashboard where you can create a lot of users. So you can do that too, but you have to go through a wizard to create that. So create an organizational structure and centrally control all of your organization's projects and resources. We don't see here any, higher central dashboard to check all the projects centrally from somewhere. You can just go to this project, then you can go to the other project, right? But it says create an organizational structure and centrally control all of your organization's projects and resources, and configure security guardrails as well. So configure security basically. So I'm just going to click that, go to checklist here again, which we did go last time as well. When I click that, go to checklist, so there is that obviously checklist. So it says here, this checklist helps you to configure Google Cloud for scalable, production-ready enterprise workloads. The checklist is designed for super administrators who are trusted with complete control over the company's Google Cloud resources. Okay, so aren't we super administrators? We just put our credit card there and they will be charging us. So your current account, I'm just logged in from this account, is not associated with an organization on Google Cloud. So this means that we haven't created an organization yet. This checklist is designed for administrators who are trusted with complete control over a company's Google Cloud resources. So this means we do not have a complete control on Google Cloud resources. Didn't our credit card be added there and got added there? We added that. So we're still not super administrators. If you already have an administrator account for your organization, sign in with that or ask your company administrator. So what are they talking about? And that's in the first checklist. They're just saying that the checklist consists of 10 tasks that have step-by-step procedures. Some tasks can be accomplished multiple ways. In general, we describe those. That these are the tasks that we should do if we are properly configured for a big company or even a small company. So what are those tasks? Well, these are the tasks, but the top one: set up your cloud identity, domain, and organization resource. That's what it's talking about all this time. That hey, you want to be a super administrator, so you should create an organization, right? So if there's an organization or cloud identity means what? You should be able to create users and groups in a cloud identity. So it says that it's not. So what we understand from here, that the central authentication and authorization dashboard is not yet there. So you can create a Gmail, you can add a Gmail account there, but you want to create that, you have to go through a process, and it says open here, right? So it says that you must first complete task 1, which is this of the checklist: set up your cloud identity, domain, and organization resource in order to properly perform later tasks. So it says that, okay, why don't you just complete the first task? And what is the first task? So set up your cloud identity, domain, and organization resource. So let's go for that. because if we can have a central dashboard, then we can create users and groups within that. We don't have to separately create a Gmail there like in last class we did. So if I go for this, this is written open here. So I'm just gonna click that written open here and go ahead. Now here, when we click the open, you can see that it gives the whole detail of what we need to use Google Cloud. You must use a Google Identity Service, either Google Identity or G Suite. Oh, so this means that if you want to use Google Cloud, we are using actually Google Cloud. So isn't that what we're doing? So you must use a Google Cloud Identity Service, either Cloud Identity or G Suite, to administer credentials for users of your Google Cloud resources. So if you want to administer credentials, you still have to go manually to create a Cloud Identity or G Suite. Now maybe some of you have used the G Suite before, and I have also used G Suite. It's not used, I have G Suite for my company. If I just go for G Suite here, so why they're saying that you need to create a G Suite? Because it's a complete dashboard that offers pretty much a lot of stuff there, or a central dashboard. It offers a central dashboard, right? Okay, this is the account. Okay, so anyway, it's not really letting me go ahead. Otherwise, normally there's a next that comes here as well, and I would have shown you the G Suite. But G Suite just looks like any other central authentication dashboard that can really take you that where you can control the whole users and groups and domains there. So either cloud or you need to create Cloud Identity or G Suite. We're not going to go for G Suite because although we can go, so it says that a G Suite is more expensive and Cloud Identity is kind of basic. There is a basic free package and there's a premium package. We're going to check that out as well. To administer credentials for users of your Google Cloud resources, right? Both Cloud Identity and G Suite provide what? Provide authentication credentials, allowing others to access your cloud resources. So you want to control authentication, you need to either create a Cloud Identity or G Suite. Now G Suite offers additional consumer services like Gmail, Google Drive, and other services as well. Okay, so G Suite is like Office 365 as well. So if you are already using a non-Google identity provider, now what is a non-Google identity provider? It is either you are connected from Active Directory or you already some other kind of authentication system which is not provided by Google. So that would be Azure Active Directory or any other, right? So you still need a Google Identity account using Google Identity or G Suite. So they're just saying that you want to properly control authentication and authorization, you need to go for Cloud Identity or G Suite, right? So you can federate your current identity provider to your Google Identity account, enabling your employees to access Google account. So federate, we already may have talked about that a lot of times there, that federate is you have your Toronto branch here, Tor branch, and you have ADFS installed there, right? So that's Active Directory Federation Services, right? So Active Directory Federation Services here is providing any inside users. So there are company users here, and that user has to use his or her own username, password, and with that, if that company user clicks on a link, there's a URL here, suppose, right? https:// something, some URL here, // so that URL is of an application that is inside Google Cloud Platform, GCP. So there's an application here, and user wants to access that application. So that application's URL is here, and user just simply logs in from his or her username, local Active Directory username, password, and clicks that link, which is the link of this application which is hosted in Google Cloud Platform. So the link goes through Active Directory Federation Services, and Active Directory Federation Services really does all the other authentication cross-check and tells GCP, hey GCP, well, obviously you have to configure the connectivity between your branches, Active Directory Federation Services or ADFS, and Google Cloud Platform, and then it just simply does the rest of which is confirmation of authentication, and then the authorization, and then GCP can let the user just simply use the application. All the user has to do, if the ADFS is properly configured, installed, and connected to GCP, it's the same with Azure, it's the same with AWS as well. ADFS lets you connect to any outside the organization applications, right? Without user having to remember multiple passwords. User just has to remember his or her own Windows 10 Active Directory password that he or she logs in from Windows 10 every day. Okay, so Milab says, so ADFS is the only way to link AD services to GCP. Well, that is one of the ways. ADFS is the well-known way for connecting to any of the cloud services, or even an application that is inside another company, or maybe application inside another branch, as long as it's outside your organization or forest, or especially Microsoft Forest. If it's outside your Microsoft Forest, it has to be then, well, it is either ADFS, and then there are many connectors as well, just like Azure offers connector AADC, Azure Active Directory Connector. So there are connectors here provided by GCP. Connectors are provided by AWS as well, Active Directory connectors. So, but no, ADFS is well known, but that's not the only way. So what we see here is that, well, this is federate. Whenever you see the federate, just try to check that this is the word federate using there. So it is not just Active Directory Federation Services, any other, Microsoft Active Directory Federation Services is the most well known to connect your branches users, and while the users just remember their own daily password that they use, and with that they can connect to securely to an outside application wherever that application is, right? You just have to make that careful connection between the ADFS and GCP. All cloud providers provide that, but ADFS installation itself is a overwhelming. It's a big installation, or more complicated. And second thing, you need a public certificate for that, and a public IP map to this as well. So, but after this, you can connect to any outside the organization application. So federate just means exactly that, that a user can connect to an application with the help of, okay. Well, it's recorded. So, now, if you can federate your current identity provider to your, so this is what it says. Because G Suite offers more features than Cloud Identity, it is also more costly per license. For this reason, you may use Cloud Identity selectively only for those users who do not need access to the more expensive G Suite features. G Suite is like Office 365, right? It offers a lot of features, right? So if you don't want to go for that, and you just want authentication, authorization, users and groups management, and want to give any outsider the authentication, mean authentication and authorization services, you go for Cloud Identity of Google Cloud. We're gonna go through that now, and you're gonna see some steps there. And if your domain is still intact, then you're also okay. You could just add that domain as well. I think everyone has GoDaddy domain as well. So, okay, so Chintan has shared a link there. Identity federating GCP with Active Directory introduction. So I'm just gonna click that link here. Thank you, Chintan, for sharing that. And federating Google Cloud with Active Directory, implementing federation, and yeah. So obviously you should have an ADFS configured first, and then follow this. And oh wow, that's a big one, right? So it goes on and on and on and on, and it tells you exactly all of those. Then there is federating with Azure AD, assessing existing users. So it goes through everything. So that's a good guide for, but the main thing is the configuring the ADFS itself, and then publishing it over the internet, opening all the connections there. So that needs to be also done. I'm just gonna put that here. Okay, so it says federating GCP with the Active Directory. Cool. Okay, so what we were talking about here was where were we? It's yeah here. Okay, so G Suite, you want to go if you want to have. So you want to connect your Google Cloud platform that you just created with your credit card to a proper identity service. Then either you can go for a free one or a bit more pricey one, or very pricey, or even further pricey, that is G Suite with more features. With just the authentication and identity features, then identity service itself is good. But just giving you the background of what we're about to do. So G Suite, we're not going for that because well, you can actually have this for 30 days as well. And it gives more features, but identity services what we can try here. After establishing the Google Identity Service, you will use it to verify what? Your domain. Now that's where a GoDaddy domain or any other domain registrar domain that you may have bought or you will have to buy comes, and it needs to identify, hey, give me a domain to attach to your identity service. So obviously when a company is creating its virtual machines, storage, and any other resources in Google Cloud Platform, they need to attach those resources with a proper company name. Your compute engine or virtual machine name may be server 1, but it should end with server 1 dot your company name, whatever your company name is. Suppose it's bitcoin.com or any other company name, and your users, whatever users you create, should have the suffix of your company name, right? And suffix is just ending part of the domain. So John at your company name. Okay, instead of that private Gmail that we were adding. So it's just saying that if you are creating Google Identity Service, you will need to verify your domain. Ouch. So, well, I think we all have domain, or if you don't have, you can go to godaddy.com and purchase a very cheap domain in $1.20 or $1.29, and you can follow this. If you don't have it now, you can follow this video and just buy a domain. I can also show you how to buy a domain. You can just go to, oh, what did I close? Okay, godaddy.com, and here you can just put your name, suppose my name Amir Shahzad, and then it will suggest me some domain, search domain. So whatever you type here, just go for a cheap domain. This could be the start of something big. Okay, so it says that okay, this name .ca is available in $2.99. Whenever you select .ca.com, at that checkout it will be $10 or $11. But go for some cheaper name. If you go down, they are suggesting more names, and there's $1.99 domain name .store. So no, the domain that nobody buys, or it's not very famous. So .club is $1.99 as well. Sometimes there's a deal for 0.99 cents as well for first year only, and so you can just go for any of those that are cheap. So .shop, and I have a .xyz domain there, so that was also $1.99. So if on checkout it's still $1.99 plus the tax, which could be $2.20, then just go ahead and buy that for 1 year, and just uncheck the auto renewal later. So that was just a small history of that, small background. So we're about to do that, and yeah, I was thinking that everyone has a domain, but then I realized that there are some one or two who don't have actually. Okay, Mariam says that's the reason of why we have to use G Suite or Cloud Identity. Could you please say it again in abstract? Yeah, so we use Cloud Identity or G Suite to have a central dashboard for users and groups, and to give authentications and authorizations to users and groups. So then the question comes that, hey, don't we already have it? So no, we don't. Why? Why? Well, that's a Google question. Like, I mean, Google has designed this way. But if I go back to this, here, the Google Cloud Platform, right? So here, if I go to home here, I don't see where to create a user. Okay, I know that I need to go to IAM and admin to create a user, right? But if I go there, it's there's a user written here, right? And this is kind of a authentication and authorization dashboard here. But what you do, what you see there when you click the add button, you just have to add somebody's private Gmail here. Now, and it is ending with a Gmail here. So, and you can see that they're also saying that, hey, you want to create it with Gmail, so you can go for G Suite domain, please. So what is saying that if you don't have your G Suite or identity service, then you have to add the users whose emails are ending with their private Gmail accounts. If suppose you are working on Bitcoin, suppose you're in a company, employee in a company called bitcoin.com, and suppose it was John at bitcoin.com. Now the company decided to go to Google Cloud Platform, right? So here, and the company realized, oh, what's going on? Why can I not create a John at company at bitcoin.com here? So when you click the add button, they say that, hey, do you have a G Suite? No. Okay, then in that case, does John have a Gmail account? Yes. Okay, for now, just add John at gmail.com. Now, when John at gmail.com sends some emails to their clients who know John at bitcoin.com, when they receive an email from John at gmail.com, so they will say, whoa, who's this? I don't trust this. I'm not doing business with this company. What kind of company has a private, their employees has just private Gmails there? So Google Cloud Platform has not provided that here. I don't know why, because AWS provides that automatically. When you go to AWS, you can create your own users within that. Azure provides that with Azure Active Directory, although you still have to add a domain later. They say that no. You have to connect your Google Cloud Platform with either a G Suite package or with identity service. But once you connect with your G Suite or identity service, please also add your official company domain name as well. They don't provide in Google Platform a central dashboard where you can create a users with your official company domain name. So they say that, oh, you want to go further with the official domain name, please buy our G Suite domain or go for identity service or buy that identity service as well. They have just put a pay us at the start. If you want to look professional, you need to get those services and start paying right away. But this is by default available with Azure and AWS, but also they don't provide you with company domain names, official domain names. You still have to buy company domain names, but you can create your users at least with a free domain. They say you can create those free domain users here with Gmail as well. So that's a bit difference. Hopefully you get that, because we're about to go through creation of Google Identity Service. Then you will see that what exactly I mean. But they have put, at the start, you want to look professional, please pay us to have a central dashboard with proper company domain name, and you can create users attaching to that domain name. Then Milap says, so the G Suite for an official domain name is a paid service. Yes, G Suite is a paid service, and you're about to see the Google Identity Service that we're about to create. That has a free package and paid package as well. So you want to look professional, please just pay a little more, and we will give you a central dashboard for that, right? Welcome. So, but we're going to do that, and we're going to understand firsthand. Otherwise, go ahead and you keep using Gmails, and the company's reputation will be tarnished because of that. Hey, your employee's email ending with Gmail? Are you kidding me? So, well, then we have to go professional. How to do that? That's what we're discussing here now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where we were, and that is identity and, oh, there was a checklist, right? Yeah, identity organization, and then go to checklist. Yeah, we were on the checklist. And the first thing, we're just going for the first one. We need to look professional. We can say this step is we need to look professional, right? So I'm going to click open there, and okay, just a second, guys. Okay, so we kind of get the idea that we have to have either Google Identity Service or G Suite. I want to show you G Suite. In the break I'll try to open it again and show you that it has a lot of features. And yes, it's right that it would be that expensive. I have a G Suite for my company, so and I'm paying for it $7 per month. So I just attached a domain to it, and I can create, and it gives me some Google services there. $7 per month, so it's nothing, but it's a basic package. Okay, so Google Drive. So we were talking about this. After establishing the Google Identity Service, you will use it to verify your domain. Verifying your domain automatically creates an organization resource. Now, when you verify your domain, that's what you will see there. Verifying your domain automatically creates what? An organization resource, which is the root, which is what? The root node of your Google Cloud resource hierarchy. Now, if you have an organization resource, you can attach your virtual machines or compute engines to organization resource, storage accounts to your organization resource, all your users. What is organization resource? That is so important. So you can attach your users, groups, and resources to a proper name. Your company name is Bitcoin developers. So you are attaching that name and also adding central authentication, a better one where you can create users and attach it to your domain, that service. So, okay, Gulab says, I registered as a beta tester years back for G Suite. They kept my G Suite on my domain for free. Oh, that's good. Oh, so you have a free G Suite there. That's good. Cool. So, yeah, you can, but it's official, right? Like, you can't, or is it test? You can, this means that you can actually, oh, it's official, yeah. So you cannot do testing and practice on it. Okay. But you've seen the G Suite, so there's a lot of features. I use G Suite, could have purchased more features as well. Okay, so here, let's just go down here, and where I just wanted to show some packages here as well, and yeah, down here it shows that. So let's go ahead. Who performs this task? An identity administrator responsible for assigning. So what is the task we're about to perform? We're gonna get Google Identity Service, and then after that, and while we're getting that, it's going to ask, hey, do you have a domain? Did you purchase a domain from some domain registrar like godaddy.com? It's gonna ask all this, right? So we're gonna then try to attach the domain and then check out later that how we can create users. So who performs this task? Identity administrator. So whoever has the access to Cloud Identity or G Suite, or this individual needs to be a super administrator for Cloud Identity and G Suite. Yes, it's still a bit vague that what are we talking about, or when do we start? So when we start, you will see that, oh, okay. So a domain administrator with access to the company's domain host to see and edit domain settings. So do you own your domain? Did you purchase a domain in godaddy.com, or do you have access, username, password for that DNS settings of that domain? So if you have that, then yes, you should start this task, because it's not going to let you go ahead without confirming that the domain name. It's going to first ask, hey, do you have a domain name? So we have to put our domain name, whatever we purchased in godaddy.com or wherever, which other domain registrar. First it's going to ask that. Then it's going to ask that, hey, can you log into that godaddy.com dashboard and go to the DNS area of your domain? So it's going to ask all this. So that's why those who have a domain can start. You can all start, and wherever you're stuck, you can just follow the video later as well when you purchase a domain, or if you have if you don't have credentials of your godaddy.com. So what you do, ensure that you have a Google Identity Service linked to your domain so that you can administer authentication to your Google Cloud platform, Google Cloud organization. So it just says that do you have ensure that you have a Google Identity Service linked to your domain. That's what we're doing. We're about to link Google Identity Service, and we need to add our domain as well. Two things we're going to do now. Associate your Google Identity Service with your domain. Okay, that's what I just said, which creates an organization resource as the root node in your Google Cloud resource hierarchy. Verify that your organization resource was created correctly. So pretty much we need to add a GoDaddy domain here and attach it to our users. So John at Gmail does not look good for the company. John at bitcoindevelopers.com, which may be suppose that's the company official name. So that would look professional, right? So we should not be connecting our users with private Gmails. Why we recommend this task? Use this Google Cloud setup checklist requires, using the Google Cloud setup checklist requires a Google Identity Service link to your domain and an organizational resource to house your projects. This foundation is necessary for organizing your resource hierarchy and centrally managing your team's account identities and access controls. So you get more services like access control, who can access what, and identities also. Okay, who's our user, who's not. Anyway, so we've discussed much, and we can just go ahead, select an option to view detailed steps. I'm a new customer, or I'm a current G Suite customer. I'm not, so we are not G Suite customers here. I'm a current Cloud Identity customer. So you will review that Cloud Identity is enabled for your organization. So no, we don't have Cloud Identity reviewed. I'm just a new customer. You will set up Cloud Identity, verify your domain, and create your organization. So if you have credentials for your godaddy.com where you purchase the domain, then you're good. So I'm a new customer. This is what I'm gonna keep clicked here, and I'm gonna go down here to set up Cloud Identity and verify your domain. So Cloud Identity is an identity as a service. Whenever you see as a service, this is just some cloud service. It's just available there. You don't have to worry about the background of it. It's just ready to authenticate your users. So Cloud Identity is an identity service solution that allows you to centrally manage users and groups for your Google Cloud organization. So we need central management of our users and groups. It offers a free edition, that's what we are aiming for, and a premium edition with more features. Okay, so then I'll click this compare to edition. So first of all, we're not going for G Suite, we're going for Cloud Identity. That's the, so what are the compare to editions? If I click that to editions here, so compare Cloud Identity features and editions, I'll click open all, or I'll go for this. I'll just share with you here, so, and in WhatsApp as well. So if you're choosing Cloud Identity, then this is the page for that. So I'm going to click open all here, this one, right? Choose between free and premium. So obviously we're going to go with free. So license requirements are by user, not by device. Any users who want to sign in to a managed device must have a supported license. Okay, we get that. Cloud Identity free and Cloud Identity premium. We're not going with G Suite. G Suite is already not free, it's premium. So free, basic mobile device management, basic passcode enforcement, mobile, remote account wipe, mobile device, fundamental management for computers, company-owned computers, remote sign-out computers, endpoint verification, Google credential provider for Windows, device inventory, basic device reports, network management, Android app. So until network management is with cloud free, identity free, but the rest are all available with premium. It's a lot of actually premium keeps going down. Company-owned Android devices, Windows device management. So it's a lot of MDM device management here as well. Basic directory management, free one still. Organizational units and groups. You can create unlimited groups there. User lifecycle management. So you can see that it's a central dashboard. I mean, like what they are saying is a central dashboard, and there are so many features that keeps going down. Password management, two-step process. So MFA is only available when you have Cloud Identity. So all the security features that like Azure Active Directory has all these features, right? So you can have that, but you have to manually go through that process. So single sign-on as well, and it keeps on going. That's a very big table, and 15 GB storage you're gonna get, and subscription and license management. Okay. Anyway, so this is a good table to know, and so we're just gonna go for than the rest of the stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah, that was yeah, here. So you can see that there's a big blue button here. To complete this process, your domain needs to be registered and you need to access to the domain host. Click below to set up your free cloud identity account, first admin user and super administrator username for your domain. And so now when asked to specify username, we recommend using admin, and verify your domain by following these steps. So obviously, how do you verify? You need to log into your GoDaddy domain, and you need to create a text file there. It's going to tell you everything, just like those who have followed the how to add a tenant in Azure. So you had to create a text file in the DNS page of your GoDaddy domain, and then Azure verified that and then added your domain to Azure as a tenant. So pretty much what we're doing here as well. It's the same thing. Chintan says in the chat, if you have G Suite account, then all premium feature available. Well, all premium feature depends on what package you are selecting. And as I said, I already have a G Suite, and it's $7 right per month. So I can go for $1,000 per month package there as well. No, it's not per month. At least I think it's $60-$70 per month, and $100 or $200 per month as well. So it's all about we pay more, we get more. So just like Azure also has those types there. Okay. So okay guys, here let's click that big blue button, sign up for cloud identity, right? So it's going to open in a new page, and it's going to ask for your domain. So first of all, it says oh, you want cloud identity because of MFA and all the user and groups related features. So user lifecycle management, well, it says here user lifecycle management, directory services, account security, single sign-on, device management, and more in one simple integrated solution. So you can see the difference here that Azure and AWS normally already provide that. Other than that, you can add a domain manually yourself, which is always the case. But Google Cloud, you have to attach that basic user and group and directory services. Basically, what we're adding is directory services overall, if you want to give it a name. So, okay, we get that. Set up your free account today. Okay, we'll guide you through creating a cloud identity account for your business. Well, okay, and they think that there's a business, so I'm just going to click next now. And business name, okay, cloud, whatever business name you want to give, engineers academy, or cloud engineers biryani shop. Okay, maybe not. So cloud engineers academy, suppose that's the business name for me. And how many employees you have? So it's a big company, so I'll just go for just me. Okay, just you, or go for 29, whatever. And next, where's your business located? Canada. You're good. You're right here. I'm gonna click next. And current email address. Provide an email address that you check regularly so that we can reach you. Okay. I'm logged in from that email right now, so that is Digital Passion. Actually, I don't check it regularly. I'll go for my regular Gmail, arigami@gmail.com. Okay, next. Your domain name. Okay, so you know what? I have a domain name here, so I'll just quickly log in and show you. I'm going to go to godaddy.com here and log in to. Oh, it logged me in already. So if I go to my products here, I'm inside godaddy.com. I've already purchased a domain, my products. Well, we all did for Azure as well, those who. And I have a installing soft.xyz domain showing here. Create a website or email address. So I'm just gonna go to the DNS page of this XYZ. I bought it in $1. What? $1.99, right? Or 2.10 cents, right? For 1 year. So because it's unknown, nobody wants a .xyz domain, so it's cheap. Now I need to go to the DNS area of this purchased domain for 1 year, right? So account settings, if I go, is there a DNS area here? Or I can just select this domain first of all. I'll click on it, and there is my domains written here, and put your domain to work. If I go further down, there is view domain settings here, right? So view domain settings, I'll click that, and then I see DNS now, right? DNS. I'm gonna click that and go for manage zones. So in DNS, I need to go here, manage zones. So this is all recorded, and you can do it, by following the video as well. So I'm gonna click the manage zones here, and okay, DNS management is showing here, but what I was expecting was a DNS page here. DNS management domain name. Are you kidding me? So okay, and DNS hosting, no. Manage zones. Obviously, I just click that back again, and I'm supposed to be back again. So my domains, I'm just gonna go back here. Seriously, it's a loop. They made it really. Okay, so I have here 2 domains. One of I purchased here 3 domains here. They say that one of the domains I purchased, its value is $668. I purchased it in $10, right? So I don't know why they're saying that. Anyway, but what's going on here? Just start typing your domain on the search. Oh, okay. On the search. Yeah, but my domain is here. Why should I search? Or DNS templates. I'm just gonna go back to manage zones. Okay. Manage zones. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's what you're saying. Got it. Thank you. And it's installing. All right. Thank you. So thank you for that. And okay, this is the domain name, and this is the DNS page for that, right? And there's a text record. So what I already did was, not for this, but for another course I'm teaching somewhere else, Azure AZ1, actually Office 365 I'm teaching there. It just started. So there is also Azure Active Directory inside Office 365, and I added this domain there already, right? So I need to check that. We're going to go through this procedure, and I'm going to know firsthand that the Google Cloud, will it say that no, you have added that to another domain, so we don't accept that, or it will just accept that for me. Well, normally, professionally, we should be attaching it to any one cloud service, not two. So, well, this is my DNS management of the domain that I purchased. So I'm just going to go back to this. So what's your business domain name? I'm just going to go for installing soft. That's the name there, XYZ, right? So this is a very cheap domain. You can just purchase any cheap domain and just do that. It's very critical to do that. You should know how to set up this whole process for Azure, for AWS, for Google Cloud as well. Next. Okay, this is the domain name, and it says use this domain to set up the account. So this is your domain name? Yes. I say warning, this domain hasn't been configured to send and receive email. You will need to set up your domain MX records in order to receive email. Yeah, I know that. I'm going to click next, and then it says, hey, what's your name? So I'll go for Amir and click next. Now it says, how will you sign into, that's your official company name now, right? So, and they are suggesting that this account will also serve as the admin of your Google Cloud Platform user. So, if your domain is properly attached to GoogleIdentityService, so this is how you will log in to your domain name, right? So I'm just putting admin here at whatever my official company domain name is, and I'm going to put the password. So let's see, and click next, right? Share great ideas with Google. Do you want to exchange great ideas with Google that are related to your use of your services? We'll send occasional emails with tips. No thanks. And let's go ahead. So it says you've almost finished creating your cloud identity account. Well, no, we're not almost finished. I'm gonna click I'm not a robot. I have clicked it. Seriously, motorcycles. Okay, let's check that. They should show that which pictures have biryani or samosas. Anyway, motorcycle is here. Motorcycle is here. I think that's also motorcycle. So I am not a robot. Okay, I think it's okay. So agree and create account. They're gonna say not so fast. Where are you going? Confirm if you're the owner of that domain. Your cloud identity account has been created. Ready to set up your cloud identity business account. We'll walk you through each step. Now, I was looking for an escape from here that I don't want to attach my domain now, but they're saying like, no, where do you think you're going? You need to go ahead and tell us if you're the owner of that domain that you just mentioned back there, right? So I'm just gonna click the go to setup here. Now, yeah, so first of all it says, hey, sign in from this email account. Really? Okay, next. Hey, oh yeah, I did give a password, yeah. Small ABC, capital ABC, shape 1, 2, 3, without shape 1, 2, 3. Next. Okay, verify your identity. Phone number. Okay, phone number 647-554-9446. Text me. Okay, I'll receive a text. Get code. Zero two nine 937. Okay, welcome to your new account. Admin at the official company name, installing soft.xyz. Accept. Welcome to admin console. Oh, you're good. Okay. This is where you will manage your account. Let's take a few minutes to set things up. Okay, so I'm going to click next here. And verify installing, there you go. So verify installing soft.xyz. Show that you own this domain. And obviously for that, they will give a text file and automatically generated a number here that needs to be added there in the DNS area that I just showed you in godaddy.com for that domain. And they will verify that if that text file is there or not. So this is the same way Azure confirms as well. Right, so I'm gonna click. For me, is gave me option to sign in to verify. Oh yeah, if I click the verify, I think it's gonna ask me as well. Verify. Yes, sign in to verify your domain. It is asking, and yes, I need to sign in now. So go ahead and, well, hopefully it just accepts that. Sign in. Click connect to authorize Google to enable the services, Gmail setup, domain verification for installing soft.xyz. I'll try to click connect now. And it's, if I am logged in, we are verifying that you own with godaddy.com. You can close this page and return later. 5 minutes left. Actually, it may accept it, or it may actually give you an error that no, is there any other way to verify. Now, it did not ask me my username password here. Well, it may have detected that I have a username password somewhere. I did open it on the other browser. So it wow. Uh, After some time, it just says that, oh, we're good, or we're not good. For me, actually, I did try that before, and it's told me to go the other way. I'll just close the whole thing now. It didn't ask me for the username password. That is weird, but I have actually uh, two GoDaddy accounts, two different customer IDs there. So now I'm thinking which one it took, but it should just tell me the error that, and then I should go for the other ways to confirm as well. Wow, seriously. You know what? It does say that you can close this page and return later, but if I close this, I'm sure that I am able to close it. It says 2 minutes left. Wow. You know what? Also, I can check my domain where I am there, and these are the records: A, CNAME, and other name server NS records. If I refresh that, this is a refresh page here. I'll just go for refresh here. Was there any change made here? You can see another text record added here. That is Google site verification. Wow, it created that itself. I think it's supposed to be okay, but let's see if it is okay or not. But it did create a Google site. This was not there before. I had just 2 text files. Now it had created its own text file. And yes, this is the GoDaddy account that I wanted it to enter. So it's a good thing that I logged in. You must have also logged into it, and then so it created that, and that's good to know. I'll go back. Less than a minute. Okay. Oops. Okay. So sign in to verify your domain. There was a problem verifying your domain in GoDaddy. Please try again or choose another verification method. So better to actually it created a text file and still it's saying that. So mine errored out to okay. Sum it up. Is that the same error? I think yeah. That's just a general error. So. Okay, yes. So before you can start Google Cloud Identity, you need to go do a quick check to make sure that you own your domain and can use it to send email and do business. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We've detected that your domain host is GoDaddy. Click below to sign in. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to click the switch verification method here, right? I'm going to click the switch verification, and there says that hey, you want to go ahead and create a text record there. I'll click the create a text record or create a CNAME record, add a meta tag. or upload an HTML file. So text record is okay, although it created that. I'm going to click next after selecting the text record, and then it says here, before you can start using Google Workspace, we need to do a quick check to make sure that you own the domain. Installing soft.xyz. Normally Azure really does it real fast. This won't affect your current email or website. Add regression code to your domain settings. Okay, so text verification, we'll verify that you added the code. You can start using Google Workspace. Okay, so I'm going to click continue here, and it's going to give me a auto-generated code. Now you know that we just saw that there was a text code, text record created automatically as well, but this is a newly generated one, so I'm just going to copy this. And it says that go to godaddy.com, sign into your domain host. It just explains the whole procedure, and find your DNS records, and then just create a text record like this. So this is exactly what we did in Azure as well. We created a text record. Host is @ and time to live is 1 hour, right? I'm going to go Alt Tab and go to my GoDaddy domain. So there was that text record created, but I'm going to click add here, and there's a select and txt, right? And there's a host @ that's the whole Google site verification, yeah. And time to live is 1 hour, so that's done, right? @ text value 1 hour, and click save. There was an error processing your request. Please try again if this issue continues. Are you kidding me? Is it exactly the same as the one up there? I'll just delete the above one and then come back here, cancel. It did not let me do that, so it did not let me select this so I could delete it, so I need to edit it, or I'll refresh this whole page now. I'll refresh. There's an add button here, and I can edit that. Yes, there is a pencil sign here. If I click that pencil sign, now I can delete this, right? So delete. I've deleted that record. Yeah. And I'm just gonna click the add now. Add, select, text, @ Control V, paste, 1 hour, save. Okay, so text record has been created here, and well, that's it. And once it is created, there's no local refresh, there's no save button here, so well, it's just added, that's it. So I'm gonna go back here, and so I'll now I've done all this, right? So I'll ask it verify my domain, which is at the bottom of the page here. So I'm going to click that verify my domain. Oh, seriously? It's going to take 5 minutes? Yay! Now we're good. Okay, now this is done, and create new users optional. add new users for your team, 5 minute or more info. Yeah, we can just do that. Set up GCP Cloud Console now. So okay, we can create users here as well, but we can do it later as well, right? So and I'm going to click the setup GCP Cloud Console now. So now it says welcome and complete setup of your cloud identity by accepting the GCP terms. Canada, I agree. Email updates. Okay, and agree and continue. So it says creating, installing soft.xyz organization and grant it. And now viewing organization, installing soft.xyz. Okay, so sign up completed, and then manage Google Cloud setup.
Amir, I have a big, not like you have, so it's different.
So which step are you doing? Exactly on which step?
Same, what we did.
So you're exactly here on this page?
No, just I got when I say setup.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit different page. I can share it if you want.
Yeah, you can show.
Just okay. Sorry for late. Cloud. And
you can share your screen or so Chintan says he has different as well.
I can take the picture.
But do you see on the top here where I'm pointing my mouse, Chintan and Vaman?
No, just
totally
this.
different. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally open new page with different stuff.
Oh, there's a screenshot here.
Yeah.
So I'll just drag it here. So Chintan, yours is also looking like this. Hey, that's G Suite, man. That's G Suite. How come? So we all went this exact same, I'm sure. And so, oh yeah, this is the URL admin.google.com. And oh, Chintan is the same, and I think they clicked on add account. Oh, okay. So I did not go for add account. I went for the bottom one, which was set up GCP Cloud. And I would
I click set up GCP Cloud.
URL is admin.google.com. Okay, let me check that too. We follow same. Okay, Chintan also added or click the bottom one. So no, it's not the add account, because the add account would have been taken us to the users console, but it's the admin console. Admin.google.com. Okay, let me check mine, because I can go to that. But why? Hey, yeah, exact same steps and different. So here, still, I will go there as well. But I'm on console.cloud.google.com. I'm not on admin.google.com yet, right? So when I go there, yes, sure, I will just do the delegate setup to someone else, or I'm at the same page as Amir. So Milap, yours is same as mine, while two others have different. Welcome to Google. I used to say that for welcome to Microsoft. Okay, so but it can be possible. We're gonna go there. Don't worry. But guys, just see where I am, right, on the screen, and stay there where you are, because I'm gonna be going there as well. This is just showing administrators for so manage Google Cloud setup for your organization. Administrators for your organization can use the Google Cloud setup checklist to set up Google Cloud for scalable production ready. Manage user counts and groups for employees. Yeah, we did that. So I'm gonna go down here, and first of all, I see that this is installing this is the top folder right now, right? And we can create a new project under this now. So because we have attached our platform here, then there are their manage resources, IAM permissions, settings, organization policies. We're gonna check out that, but those who are on the other screen, yeah, for now just stick to this one. And migrate projects and billing accounts. Then there is launch the project and account migration request. They know that we have one project created already although we did not create any resources there, right? So they're saying that, oh, you have project or follow up and migrate waiting projects into your organization. So we can migrate that project here as well. So but if we go down here, set permissions for the admin roles, organization admins, billing admins, network admins, and then admin console. Manage your organization settings, users, groups, devices, and more through the G Suite admin console. So that's where you guys are right now, right? Where we can manage users and manage groups. But here console.cloud, this is the same console, but and inside the IAM and admin in identity and organization. So this is where we are, right? So if I click that, this is again showing me go to checklist, but down here there's groups also, and there's essential contacts. I'm just gonna click back the browser because I just want to go directly to admin console. So I'm just gonna click that now, admin dot. Guys, Chintan and Mohammed, do you see this as a separate, I'm on console.cloud.google, so you should be seeing that as a separate tab somewhere up there for you. Or if you don't, yeah, so Vinod says now, so now we no longer should log in without Gmail. We can use the new, exactly. Now we can use the new one, and you can all see from the top right here, if you're in the console actually, that it is admin at whatever your domain name, official company's domain name now, right? So, but let's just go down to this, admin.google.com, where others are already there. I'm going to click that admin.google.com, and it's opening a new tab where you guys are as well now. So that's a proper console, and we can create users here and groups here. That was not there before, obviously. So we had to make a manual connection to Google Identity Service, the free one. We need to still make sure it's free. Okay, so the free one, and there's a billing here, right? So we're going to check that out, and then we are given actual proper dashboard for authentication and authorization. So that's what we were talking about all this time, right? So that's how it looks like. But guys, since we're here, why don't we just check out the billing here, right? So I'm going to click the billing here, and we can see cloud identity free. This is what we need to make sure. It's not cloud identity premium, it is free. And licenses, woohoo, free. Oh, well, 50 licenses available, right? So in Office 365, when you create an account for 30 days, it has 25 licenses there. So we have 50 licenses here. This means that we can create 50 users that can use all the available services. So we saw the list here as well, that what were the services available. We did check out that comparison list as well. Yeah, this is a comparison. So whatever is on the under the cloud identity free is all available. So okay, now if we go back to this, so first of all, it's 50 licenses available, free edition, no charges, thank you. And we'll go back to our admin console, and then you can see you can connect. Now it is like a Azure Active Directory, right, where you can have organizational units, devices you can attach to that, apps you can attach to that, more domains you can attach, admin roles, account settings. So pretty much now we have that authentication console or dashboard. So other than that, let's go to the users. And once we go to the users, then you can see that it's your user there. But since we are given 50, so let's just go for the add new user here, right? So do we have to add our Gmail, private Gmail here, or now is it going to be attaching the users to this official company domain name? So I'm going to click the add new user here, and first name, so yeah, well, you can just go for your first name 01, and surname, oh, it's must, okay. Surname, your first name, actually I'll just go for 01 as the surname. Oh, then it's gonna go for first name 01, that's it. I hope it doesn't mind that, although it says asterisk here. 01, what is wrong with me? 01, because later it's going to give an error. Okay, and your first name 01, but it is installing, so it's your official company name now, right? And Cloud Engineers Academy organizational unit is this. Secondary email, if you want to put there, yes you can. Okay, if I want to put my regular email, which is not a good idea, I mean you should be giving your admin email there, so admin at, you know, but I'll just go for, you know, just to catch all the communication in my regular email, which is not a very good idea. I'll just put it here, and phone number 647-554-9446. You can give, or you don't have to give. Suppose I want to log in and it asks that, hey, I want to confirm if you're the user, so that's why I'm giving my number here. Automatically generate a password or ask for a password change at the next login. So if I just do that, I'll just give a password myself, and I don't want to forget that, so small ABC, capital ABC, class password, I'll just give that. Ask for a password change, no. So suppose we have to log in with this, so that would be a good idea. Now you can see that we're not using our private Gmail here, and this is how it was supposed to be, but we had to go through manually configuring the GoogleIdentityService, and then we got that dashboard, which in Azure, it's an Azure Active Directory. In AWS IAM already has that. Other than that, the domain we have to still manually add from godaddy.com. So it took us through the process of doing all that. Okay, let's click add new user here, and okay, so that's the user. This user can start using Google Workspace. So copy password done, email user sign in info. Well, this sign in info is needed, and other than that, what other more actions you can do? Add to groups, added user, email login info, print login info. I still want to know email user sign in info. How would my user really sign in? Okay, so there Chandra says, where did you go for add user? Oh, it's in that admin console. Milab says you cannot use your own domain email here. It has to be another different email for secondary email. Oh, you got it. Okay. So you cannot use what? Milab? You cannot use your own domain email here. Oh, okay. I cannot. But I think it's done. It didn't give me an error. But let me just click the done, and then if I see the error, yeah. So I'll just when I try to use admin at ondomain.xyz. Oh, okay. It told me use something else. Oh, you cannot use your own. That's what you're saying. So I already put my Gmail private one, so that's why it let me go ahead. Okay. Oh, cool. Thank you for showing that. So email user sign info. I'm just gonna click that, and email login info is this. Send copy to myself. Okay. Subject, you have a new Google account for installing soft. You have new email, and your password is this. Sign in button appears. Blah blah blah. Okay. So I'm just getting this info on another email that, hey, user was created and that user can log in. In fact, I'll just check out that in my Gmail, which I added here. Okay, Gmail works. Cool. So we have a confirmation. And welcome to Cloud Identity. I'm just looking at it on the other side, and I'll drag it here to show. So the user account, first of all, it's admin user account is there, and how do you log in? So this is the login from now on, admin.google.com, right? And there you can just sign in. So I got this sign in from in my email. So admin at installingsoft.xyz, and the domain is this, which is my official company domain name or our company, and this is admin.google.com will be the one from which we can sign in to the dashboard of Google Cloud Platform, right? So okay, that done, and let's go ahead. I can sign in from there. I'm already signed in actually, and I'll put that screenshot here just to have a record of it, that in admin. In fact, you should also take a screenshot of this. and I'll put it in my, so the number of accounts I have, I'm just putting all that, collecting all that here, so later I can just access them. Okay, so admin.google.com is where we logged in. I'll just put it back here. It's not asking me to confirm your email verification link or something. It's just giving me information. Okay, so that done, let's go ahead. So we attached our Google Cloud platform to Google Identity Service, right? So other than that, it was IAM, and we went for the checklist and checklist, and then we went for creating Google Identity Service and attaching it to our GCP, Google Cloud Platform, right? Also added our www.godaddy.com domain name and created a GCP organization. Okay. Organization. So, okay, Chandra says now I can see Google console page when I re-log in with admin at and GoDaddy domain account. Okay, that's very good. So you signed out and then you signed in. Okay, that's very good. Console page. So I'm going to go back here. So we were able to create that user admin at google.com, right? So I'm going to go back to, okay, create that account. It's not showing here, so add new user. I'll just refresh that page. Oh yeah, now it's showing. So I've used up one license, so I would have 49 licenses now available, right, for 3 months. So other than that, I'm going to go back to this Google admin, the dashboard, right? Then there's directory, then there's devices, then there's apps, security, reporting, billing, account. So if I go back to the dashboard here, so you'll get alerts at irigami@gmail. Keep your account running. Yeah, I'll get all the alerts, I understand that. But other than that, I'll just go for the dashboard and directory has the users, and then home. So if I click the home, then it shows me. Now the strange thing is that that same domain is connected to my Office 365 Azure Active Directory. It is added there, and now same domain is added here in Google Cloud as well. So that is not what we should do in production environment, obviously, but this is just the, okay. So dashboard here, see relevant insights. Now I'm back to the dashboard or the home button here, or home, and users, groups, organizational units, devices, apps, security, reports, billing, account settings, admin roles, domains, data migration, support. So there's a domains here, right? Okay, there are two admins showing in manage domain. Domain. Two admins showing. So if I go to users, so now this will allow us to create Gmail inbox accounts.
Two domains I'm talking about.
Oh, two domains. Okay. Yeah. If I go to domains, manage domains, versus domains, and if we go to manage domains. Yeah, installing soft and installing soft.xyz text Google. So test domain alias is there, and the primary domain is still this. Yeah. So that's it's the same domain, but it's just another link for the testing service of that. So that's good. That's okay. No problemo. And so now this will allow us to create Gmail inbox accounts for our domain for free now. Yes. For 50 licenses, yes. So in the background, it will be Gmail services, and whatever services are allowed in the Google Identity Service free edition, but yes, in the background it will be Gmail. So if I go back to this and click the home button again, we're still inside that Google Cloud. Can I import users from AD instead? Active Directory. That would always be possible. It's just that we need to connect, there has to be a connector that has to be created there. But yes, as far as the question is concerned, yes, the Active Directory users can be synchronized here and import. That is then the migration process of the whole thing. So obviously the migration process has to be followed for that, which is another big topic, right? But yes, it is possible. Just because it is Active Directory and this is Google or they are the rivals, technically yes, we can migrate. So okay, here once we see that, now what we need to do. So I have that other console here, this one, right? And that is console.cloud.google.com, right? That's where we started everything, right? So I'm going to close that, and if we go there, I think that link is with you as well. If I go to the home button now, so digital, yeah, this is the account with which we launched the whole thing, and then in the IAM and admin when we go, so I'm still seeing that project biryani here available, and if I go to identity and organization, I still see the checklist here, right? So I'll just refresh the whole thing, or I'll just try to log out from here, and then we'll come back again. Okay, so this is admin console, and from that admin console, enable advanced mobile management. So we have users, then we have groups here, then we have organizational units. So if you're on the admin console now, how about we just log out from everywhere and then try to...
Can you go to a console? Which login you use right now? Gmail or?
This one. Admin at?
No, not here. On the Google console.
Yeah, Google console would be that account that we've already used. But if we want to go for console with this, we're going to try that now. Normally we are supposed to just use from here as well, because then it will be separate user here and separate user there. So until they have updated that this can log in, yes, we can log in from that Gmail account for now. Sometimes it takes time to...
Because I'm logging with admin on console, yeah, and I don't see any projects, and you can see it. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Oh, you cannot?
I cannot see because I'm logging as an admin, because you didn't create, right? Anything.
Yeah, okay.
I can see on your screen, you can see projects and everything. So I think you are logging with your original account, Gmail.
Yeah. So that account I need to sign out now. And sometimes it does not really connect right away. And sometimes, we have to log in from the other account, and then until it fully connects. Otherwise, we can still keep on logging in from that Gmail account until we're, we can actually log in, and they have updated in the background as well. Okay, so Milab says, will this still maintain the free credits from our original Gmail account? Yes. Now, that free credit for 3 months, what is it for? It is for all these services. That these services still maintain their own. So compute engine, Kubernetes, and everything else, the storage here, data store and everything. This is all, and VPC. So monitoring, this is all 3 months still. But what we did is we attached all these resources to Google Identity Service. So those users can use these resources. So this separately will be 3 months package, and that Google Identity Service is separately 50 user licenses, and it is the free edition. As long as we have Google platform, we can use that connected to this one, right? So
if we are logging with admin Gmail account, so we have the same access as original Gmail account?
Yes. Because this cloud platform is connected with our credit card, and with that, that's the root account. That's still the root account there, right? But we just have attached the Google Cloud, that Google Identity Service and its domain. So officially, those users should be able to connect to these services with their official company name attached to that. That's the first thing. Second thing, Gmail account still remains because the credit card is connected to that account. So and you can attach the billing to the identity service as well, because now the services will be centralized. But right now, yes, that separately can still be used to log in from the resources. And unless they have changed everything, not everything, they keep on changing, just like in Azure they change a lot of things. If last night they've changed it, then yes, we won't be able to log in after a few hours from the Google account, and the only way to log in would be this that we've created here. So
So how about the permission? Like we have to provide permission to admin account, or just it will take automatic
no,
whatever
no.
on
So
original?
permissions, there is set permissions already here. Now you know what is going on here. What is going on here is that we are still logged in from Google account there, and we are also logged in from our admin here, this one, admin at installing.xyz, right? So how about, it's better to sign out from here and from all of those, and then log in from. So I'm just going to save this console dot google dot cloud dot google, although I don't have to save it, it's just their console, this link. And we're gonna sign out from every one of those, and then sign in from just admin.google.com with this email. Let's just sign out from everywhere and sign in only from this. It will take us to administration area. From there, we will check that do we still got access till now, or will it take time for this account to access resources in Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so there's a break request, so let's just take a break here, and let me know how long, and we can just go ahead. 2 short breaks or 1 long break? Class starts. So 1 long break, 2 short breaks. Anyway, okay, you left the decision to me. Then class starts. So if we do 802 812. Okay. Muting. Okay, so we have created a cloud identity, and we're trying to then I'm just going to sign out from all the accounts there. So in order to log into directly the cloud platform, it's just cloud.google.com. So I'll just go ahead and sign out. And getting started was this. This is just verified, so we're good. Close. And this is another where I'm just logged in from cloud.google.com. So I'll just sign out from here. And this is admin.google.com. So we can just sign out of all accounts. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have my some other accounts. Okay, so and well, I'm logged out from, yeah, now I'm logged in from all accounts. Okay, so now I can, in fact, you know what, I'll just close everything. So the browser is just free and should not have anything. Am I logged in from anywhere else from this? No. Google, No, I'm logged in. Not logged in from anywhere else. Okay, so I'll just go back here, and first I'll go for admin.google.com, and then so here it says, okay, what's your account? And I'll click the add account, and I have to put that admin at installing soft, that was my domain, .xyz, and the password, mouse password. So I'm logged in back to my admin account here, and here on the these 9 dots here, I can see all the regular services, and I also see this admin written here as well, right? So Google Ads, Photos, Translate, Vault, Earth, and Podcast, and Cloud Print, more from Google Workspace Marketplace. So there's that admin written here as well, and this is the admin console here as well. If I just click that admin, it's the same console. And then if I go to the users again, so I have the 2 users already added here. So there's a dashboard and directory and organizational units and directory settings. So first of all, the home button, and we wanted to, since we create that, so we can explore that and create some resources quickly here, and then we can go ahead with admin console. So Mohammed says, who's a stakeholder for these services? Now we have attached our domain and we have created our admin account, right? So whoever's credit card is attached is the stakeholder, and whatever users we have created for the company are going to be using all these services. So I think that's what stakeholder would mean here. Otherwise, there's an administrator and there are some users, and they need to use those resources. That's pretty much what we did. And okay, so here we need to go for billing again. And if we did not add any credit card here in the admin console, right? So we added the credit card there on cloud.google.com, or the actual GCP platform. So if I go ahead and cloud identity free, if I'll just go inside that, and it just says cancel subscription. So it's just active since 25 November, but it doesn't say for how long. So to get the most out of cloud identity free, review this article and follow recommended steps. So well, this is just saying learn more. I'm just gonna click that learn more here, and it says that getting started. After clearing that, to get started with cloud identity, first sign up for service, then complete a few steps. These steps are different for G Suite administrators versus Google Cloud Platform administrators. So we were Google Cloud Platform administrators, right? So for example, GCP admins or Google Cloud Platform admins sign up for cloud identity in the GCP console, and while G Suite admins sign up in the Google admin console for details. And so add cloud identity to your G Suite. This is for anyone who had already G Suite account, right? We didn't have G Suite account. We came from GCP admins. So set up steps for sign up for cloud identity from the GCP console. We did that. Create your cloud identity account, and first admin user, we did that. Verify your domain for cloud identity. So that's all what we did, right? So this was still the getting started. Okay. Okay, so Chintan says here you have to attach or link the original Gmail account in billing to see billing details. Exactly, and thank you for sharing that. We have to, obviously the billing is not there, but the billing is there where all actual resources are, and we just need to go through a lot of manual steps as well to use the services. Now, since we are in the admin console, we can just quickly create some more groups here, some more resources. First of all is the dashboard here. If I click the dashboard, and you'll get alerts, that's all it says here. And then I'll just go back to home button here. We can just explore the resources here. Google service, then we're gonna go back to again the Google Cloud. There's a groups here, and we can quickly create at least one group, so we can use some of these groups in the cloud resources later. Suppose you want to create a compute engine, can you use this group with that? So I'm just gonna click that create group here, and I'm in the groups, and I click the create group. So, and suppose it's sales department. I always start with sales department. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then there is sales DEPT here at obviously the domain name, but we could have added here even more domains. Suppose it's a group of companies, and they have different products, and suppose it's luxurycars.com is another domain. You can add that domain. So one company is installing soft, maybe it's an IT company, and the other one is car business, luxurycars.com. You can add that domain and add their users as well. This is just that one domain we have added there. Search for user's name or email. So who's the group owner? So if I go for the created user there, and now we should be creating more users because we have 50 licenses there. I'm just gonna, this is the one user we created there. I'll just put this as an owner of this sales department group, and I'll click next. These are all the small tasks, but you can see that what extra features it lets us use here. So control what kind of access group members have, and external members can't view group members or search group content. So public, is this a public group or team? If I click the team here, or announcement only group. So you can see that the restrictions also, or the features also change. Or restricted group, again they can do some and stuff there, they cannot do so other stuff. And then there's custom. So public has all that. Entire organization can be a member of that. They can view the members, view the conversations as well, and publish posts to this group as well. Otherwise, team is also pretty much within the organization. uh, and manage members. So this is just like any typical group you have here. If you go down, who can join the group? Anyone in the organization can join. Allow members outside your organization. So it's you, if you want that, you can. Otherwise, from Gmail, from Yahoo, or otherwise anyone in the organization, because we have added that. So if I put the team here, then it's still anyone, or anyone in the organization can join, or anyone in the organization can ask only invited users. So it's up to you what you want to choose here. I'll just stick to public, and anyone in the organization can ask, or only invited users can join. Normally it is only invited users in production environments. So I'm going to click that. So it's pretty simple and straightforward how to create a group. We have been doing that in Azure and AWS as well. So it just has a different way to show all the features when you're creating a group there. So I'm going to click that create group, and add members to sales department group, see group details, and create another group. So yeah, we get that. That's how we create a group, and we added a user as well. Actually, we would I would just create 4 more users, so we could just play with those users throughout the course. So I'm just going to click done here, and then one group created. It's okay. I just want to go back to users here, so we could add those users. So let's just create 3 more users or 4 more users there, end users, and then play with them or add them to different areas here, different features. So for that, I'm going to go to the Google admin on the left side here, the portal menu, and then I'll go to directory here and click the users, and I'm in the directory and users. I'll just quickly go for add new user, and create some more. Your first name 01, 02 actually, and then 02, cloud engineers. Secondary email is okay. Phone number, yeah. I'll just go ahead and create a password, right? Class password I'll just give quickly, and don't ask for password. So we may have to log in from these users just to check. And it's done. Copy password or add to groups. We can add it to a group, but anyway, it's done. And I'll go for add another user quickly. Let's go just so we don't have to create that when we really need some more. 03. So it's just done. And add a new user. So your first name 04. So let's see, okay, and final 05. So we will have throughout the course 5 users here, and passwords, class password. Okay, so once that is done, we have enough users here, and I'll just go back to this home button, and then there is, so I'll just click the home button here. Now here we see that, okay, we have users, we have groups here, then there are organizational units as well. So if you click that organizational unit, so manage organizational units, showing one organizational unit here. So Cloud Engineers Academy, and that is just added here when previously I was doing something. So if I go ahead again, there is a create new organizational unit. If I go to the edit button here, so let's just go ahead and we can click plus here sign. Also there's a plus sign on the top here, the orange one. It's so clear that we can easily miss it. Wow, what a statement. So I'm going to click that plus sign here and create new organizational unit for users who need specific features and settings. So we can go for okay, sales department OU, sales department OU. Now let's not compare it with Windows or Active Directory OUs there. And parental organization, I think why it's saying Cloud Engineers Academy. I think I was doing multiple creation of those cloud services, and before I was using this. So I'll just refresh this page, and then there is a sales department OU here, and then there is that edit button here as well, and that just simply lets you. So later you can just attach resources to that. For example, this compute engine, you create a compute engine and you can attach that to this OU just to have organization of features and resources. So normally this option comes that which OU you want to connect this resource to, which OU you want to connect this storage account or compute engine to. So it then is added there as, you know, all the resources for sales department or all the resources for marketing department. So if I go back here, obviously here we cannot add this, but when we create the resources at that time, we can just attach that this resource belongs to that OU. So Mohdava says OU will inherit the permission from the parent. Yes, if you can. So if I select that and there's a plus sign here, right? So create a new organizational unit, and I go for employees here, and employees, and parent organization is this, and the subordinate or the child OU is this, and then I'm clicking the create button here and refreshing the screen. So now when we expand, you have a child OU under that. So yes, whatever permissions are here will be applied here as well, or it's going to simply inherit. But we still need to see, normally it is for just organizing features. And if there are users that can be attached there as well. I'm going to click that home button again, because these are just very straightforward resources. Now, while this is going on and I'm logged into admin console, right? So guys, do you see a button here? If I want to go to cloud resources. I want to create a virtual machine. Do you see any button here? Do you see any connection here? So it's dashboard, groups, although we're going to explore all these features, and there's devices, and there are some features we're going to talk about, and apps. So whatever apps you want to connect from anywhere, and then security. So alert center, security rules, we're going to talk about that, reports, and it keeps going, right? So reports about everything. Billing is just showing you the cloud identity, and account setting, update information of your company. So this is the account information here. If we go back, admin roles, right? So that's obviously all the privileges that you want to give, or you can simply create a new role as well. We're going to explore that. Domains, we know that already, how many domains are there, and data migration and support. So if I want to go to the console, the cloud console, I don't see a link here, right? Or if I go up there, account, contacts, YouTube, groups, pretty much the resources that we have here. Vault, admin is the same admin, cloud search, Jamboard. So this admin account has been created more from Google Workspace. If I go to more, so then it goes for all the third-party marketplace resources here, which I'll just come back from. So this is an admin console that is pretty much an admin console only. But where do I go and create excuse me, the resources, right? So well, I don't see a link here. Excuse me. And yeah, original Gmail account. So if you go and log in with original Gmail account, then you see that, you mean this. So I have this original Gmail account here. If I switch admin of this to this original Gmail account here and sign in, and verify that it's you. I hope it doesn't ask me a username. No, cell phone. Oh, there was, I gave another password here. So I logged in from, again, this, but this account I can switch. Admin rule is used for Google Workspace accounts only. Regular Gmail accounts cannot be used to sign into admin console. So regular Gmail account, we cannot sign in from admin console. So, but can an admin console, can this guy sign in from the Google Cloud platform as well? So I'm just going to go to the other screen. Actually, this is the same other screen, and I'll type here cloud.google.com, right? And then it asks, oh, you want to go to console? Yeah. With which account? So I'm already logged in from the admin at installingsoft.xyz. That's my, we can say, super admin account as well, as they were referring. So if I click the console here, so I manually connected or put that link there, and I still am logged in from that account here, and so this is the account, admin at installing. This account is managed by this company. Yes, we know that. I know that. So with this account, admin, I can see all those resources, but it does not take me to where I was before. It just is a full one top organization showing there. In fact, it says here no organization first, and then there's an option, oh, your top organization is actually this. So, and remember that last time when we were creating the this Google security, actually that Google security account, right? Why am I not saying that terminology? Identity free, right? So this one, Google Identity Service, the actual name is. So at that time there was no organization written there, right? There was no option there. So, and also we were offered the option, hey, do you want to migrate your projects from your Google account to this organization? Migrate, which means that you can leave now that user account or the way you logged in from there, you can leave that and or migrate it all here, and you can also attach the billing account. You can still log in from that Google account, but if you want to go for the installing soft.xyz, so this is the organization name that you should use, and then start creating new projects and migrate the older projects to this one. So another approach could have been that first create that Google Identity Service and then log in from that Google Identity Service and and create that Google Cloud platform directly from there, right? Like with that account, which is also you from which you can log in from admin.console.com. From that, we can then log into Google Cloud platform as well, right? We could do that too. So once we have created organization, then we can organize all the resources. If this organization is created, obviously, we created 5 users there, so we should be able to then let those users use these all resources. So first of all, if I just go for select from installing soft.xyz, then I can create a project here. There is manage resources, IAM permission settings, and organization policies, right? So if I click the new project, it's just going to take us then creating new project under this organization. Before, we were creating projects and it was saying, hey, where's your organization? And we would say, no, there's no organization. Now we can have those projects created, new projects created, and others migrated from that
Amir,
Google to this one. Yep.
Amir, I'm very sorry, but my page doesn't show me the domain like yours.
This one?
Installing, yeah, the Google Cloud platform doesn't show me the domain. Yes, doesn't show me the domain I've created in the
So
GoDaddy.
when you go to right side here, which account are you logged in from?
Okay, yeah, admin
Admin
at Muhammad
Oh, so
Awad.5.
that's your GoDaddy domain, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now Google.
Oh, you have to select that. Yes. So what I did was I'll go back, cancel, and when you're creating a new project here, so I'll go for home button. When I click the home button, you can see that it's installing soft written here. So first of all, this has to be showing here. If your GoDaddy domain is showing here, you go ahead and click that, and that's where you create, and you have to select this one as well. If it says no organization like this, then you will not see when you create a project any domain, your domain there as well. But you have to select this first. Now you see you have added the organization first, then you create a project inside the organization. So the choices are without an organization you can create a project, with organization you can create a project. Okay, so Chintan says it is not showing anything. Okay, Chintan, you can show.
When we go to select projects, I don't see anything, any organization.
Like
I
you're
can no.
here, right? And you
Yeah.
click this, and then you were able to select this one as well,
No.
right?
We don't have this.
Oh, you
I
don't?
don't have. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Still,
so
still
both
at,
of you don't have this. Like it's not even
yeah.
showing here. Why?
Yeah. Just only no organization.
While
That's
you
it.
are logged in from your admin
Yes.
at your domain name, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And does it show on the top, this account is managed by this domain?
Yes.
Okay. And well, it could be a matter of time. It has been like that, not right away it shows, but you must sign out from every browser where you may have been signed in from older Gmail account or any other, and make sure just one console is open, and now I've just opened a second console. So make sure any other browser.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it's
Okay,
appeared.
so
It's
Oh,
appeared
it's
now
appeared. So
for
it's a
me.
matter of time. So
I think I have like two accounts open. I have
oh,
original
so sign out
Gmail
from
account.
anywhere. If you're logged in from Gmail, sign out from there.
Okay, might be. Okay, let me see. 1 second.
Okay, so Mohammed, you were able to see that. So did you refresh, or it just appeared?
No, just I sign in with the
Oh,
admin again,
okay.
and then it's
Oh,
appeared.
cool. So yeah, sign out, sign in, and it's a matter of time. It's gonna appear there. So before, what we did was we created the Google Cloud Platform. We entered without any organization attached. Now we're entering through this organization, and if we are entering, so the best way to do it for a company when you're setting up, first set up that admin console there, first set up that Google service account there, and security account. I'm just saying that security again and again while if I go to the billing. So it is cloud identity free. So first, the best approach for the company is to create a cloud identity free or premium one, and then from that account where you have attached the domain, then you can go and log into the cloud as well. And so with that account, it will detect that, oh yes, you have a domain with us added already. So now you can start creating projects under this domain. So all the resources will be able to attach, and all the users you have created with this domain will be able to use all the resources of Google Cloud Platform as well. So the question, Milab says, so the billing is only visible to the original Gmail admin account. Well, the billing can be attached. We went the other way, right? We first created the Google Cloud Platform. Then we created an organization from within that. So yes, the billing has to be either attached from there to here, or just we should just shift the billing or just cancel it from there and add it here, the credit card, so it could be billed. Right now it's a free account, so but it's a manual process that we can just attach billing. So there's a billing is written here as well. If I click, and yeah, so it says that add billing, it did not migrate anything from there, and it was giving the that choice of that migrate all the that Gmail or that migrate the projects from there as well. So migrate you only say when you are not going to use that anymore. So Chintan says, how can we create compute device in admin account? No, you have to come to the cloud platform to create the compute device. So admin platform is only for these exact services. Create a user, groups, and devices, attach applicant. If you remember Azure Active Directory, so inside Azure Active Directory, you cannot create a virtual machine, right? You have to go to the Azure, virtual machines area or platform to create a virtual machine. So this is exactly like Azure Active Directory. It is a admin console where only you can do billing, account settings, admin roles, domains. This is exactly what directory services really do. This is just a directory service. You have to go with this account, right, to the Google Cloud Platform, and there you can it will detect your domain here as well, like it is detecting here, and then you can create cloud services inside the Google Cloud Platform. So admin console is not a cloud platform, but they work together because cloud platform detected as soon as you logged in from this domain here that it also detected your domain and attached it to the organization. Under this, we can create as many projects and create as many virtual machines and compute engines, which we're about to do. So we're actually going to.
So is there any single click we can go from admin to cloud
So
platform?
normally they do show here the links that even that could take time as well, or they have if they have made this as we have to manually connect there, then yes, we have to manually connect to that and log in from this same account. Otherwise, there used to be a link, but now I see a bit different options here. So obviously they have changed many of the settings here since my last course was like 6 months ago. So by this time, now I have to also check that what have they changed, that I cannot see the connectivity from admin console to our Google Cloud Platform. But when we log in from this username from there manually, so yes, it is detecting everything that we created there. So what we expect is, if we have created here 5 users, those 5 users should be easily should be able to connect to all the resources here as well, and should be added to all these resources as well. But for now, I have to check myself that, because I see that there's some changes here. I need to check that where is that link gone. Although manually when we go, it does detect that. Everything it detects. So okay guys, and from admin account, that's why I just took you to the cloud console. We were supposed to just explore these options first, just like we explored in Azure Active Directory, but then the question arises again, and that's, yes, what I was trying to say here, that how can you go to Google Cloud Platform, and since we didn't have a link there, so we manually went there, logged in from this. It actually detected my account, logged in already with the admin at my official company name. So then it showed the organization. This is the most important thing. Does it show that organization when we are creating a project or not? If it does not, then yes, we are not attached, or our admin console steps were not done properly. But if they are done, then we will see on the top, instead of my first project, you will see the organization name from now on. So this is the company name that is supposed to be appearing there. When you're setting it up for the company, this is the first thing we need to do. We need to attach the company's domain to the admin console, log in to Google Cloud Platform from the admin console's admin account. They refer to it as super administrator. So if we are here installing this, so I'm just going to click that installing, and hopefully you're able to see that now, that we can choose no organization, or we can actually choose organization as well. So once we choose organization here, and then go for new project. So there are permissions on the organization level now. There are permissions on the, and then there are organization policies on the organization level. Suppose you create here 20 projects. Those 20 projects will all have to follow the IAM permissions, and those 20 projects have to follow the organization policies as well. And each project may have maybe 200 virtual machines, or compute engines, or 10 compute engines, 3 storage accounts, and 5 VPCs, virtual private cloud, whatever, databases, hundreds of databases in different projects. So organization level policies will only implement if you connect it to the organization. Okay, there's a question there. Mohammed Isaac says, as we have created the users from admin account, how are we going to allocate the resources to those users from admin account or from GCP? So we need to create those users in the admin console. That's the place where we should be creating. And then when we're creating resources, we just need to check that if wherever the resource says that delegation, do we see those users from within the resources. Now when you do see, first of all, I'll cancel it from here. When you go to home button here and you see the organization detected here, then yes, the users should be able to be added. Sometimes the users don't show there right away. Suppose I want to go for some resource here, there where we can add someone, right? We can check it now. If I go to IAM and admin, and there's roles written here, right? And you don't have sufficient, oh okay, there was an error loading this. You are missing at least one of the following required permissions: organization, IAM.roles. So check that the organization and project IDs are valid. Oh, I didn't create a project yet. Actually, I need to work inside a project. So new project, let me just create a new project here first. And that is, but guys, we need to still log in from the other account and delete our project that we created there, although there was no resource inside, right? Remember that there's a Gmail based GCP as well. 25Nov. So let's just create a project and then check that can we attach resources, or those usernames are appearing in delegation when we are giving permission for any resource. Are those users from admin console really appearing there or not? So for that, I'm just
So admin console, I can see right now message 90 days $300 free trial.
yeah.
So it is giving like another
Yes.
credit like that.
So this is another billing account that we need to create. So we have to remove it from there and we have to add it here. So I can see I have created a project here, and yes, this project is appearing there now, right? And now I can see roles here under the project. There were no roles showing before. I created a project, now I can see roles. I just wanted to show you if we can see those admin users here in Prover. So if it lets us, so some permissions might be associated with the with and checked by third parties. The permissions these permissions contains a third party. So I'm just going for any uh, you know uh, role, and some roles actually require some extra permission, so I cannot just go blindly there and create it. So that's why I'm just looking for any quick area where I can just confirm that if the users are showing there or not. So I'll just click any resource here where I can add someone, or if it lets me add someone. For now, and deny it all. So yeah, first of all, did we attach the, oh yeah, there. So there's IAM here, and if I click the add here, so as we see here that G Suite or service account, Google group or Google account email. Now it may detect your user, and yes, it does. So sometimes it takes for some students 10-20 minutes or half an hour, or it may detect for some right away. So I start typing that. Now these users we just created in admin console, right? But when I'm going to the IAM admin in the GCP, I can see those users here. So when I select that and click anywhere else, yes, they're good. And yes, you have to give some kind of role, project owner. So this is what we were achieving from the start. Instead of adding any user's private Gmail, we should be adding official users having official company name as the domain suffix. So that's what we achieved, and this is what you have to do in a professional environment, in a production environment, right? So this is as selected here, send notification, yeah, and save. So now this user that was created in admin console is having full owner permission of this particular project, right? So if I log in from this user to Google Cloud Platform, then at least for this project, this user should be able to do anything in this project, right? But if I have multiple projects here, 3-4 projects here, I just made a owner of this user was made owner only for this project, not for any other project, right? So yes, we can detect all those, and now officially the company names are coming here for the users that we create. So we go there, we create the user, and we come back here and assign them the resources. Now that is something that we can check from Compute Engine as well. If I go way down here, I go to this navigation menu here, and there's a Compute Engine here. So, and sign up for, okay, yeah, so definitely they're saying, oh, you want to use our underlying hardware, so you need to sign up and attach your credit card here first. So we can now, this means if we are connecting with a domain properly with a company account, so we can sign up here and leave, we have to log in from that Gmail again, and sign out from there, or remove the billing from there. So I'll just go back here and check my billing and just finish it once, but I need to do it under this organization. The main thing was, do you want to look professional or do you want to just test the environment? So first we started as a test, then we went for, okay, let's see if how companies would look like, and then we had to just go to this setup. So
Is there any way we can attach this account to original Gmail?
so in the documentation, we will have some manual ways to do that, to attach that billing account there. So suppose I go for documentation here, which is obviously we have to dig out as well, but attaching billing account to an organization. Workspace billing, assign, remove, and reassign licenses. Contact, nope. Contact your scheduler. Add up, so turn Google payments off. No, that's not it. So set up Google Workspace billing, but this is just setup. If we go for migration, migrating, transfer your account to a reseller, update your business address, merge domains from separate accounts. Okay, that's, well, we don't have a domain there on the other account, so that doesn't apply. Delete or remove a user from your organization, upgrade G Suite for non-profits. Nope. So yes, we have to dig out, but normally.
So there is a billing option on that. When you click on go to
Add billing?
home, yeah, add billing and switch account.
Yeah,
What is the
so
option that?
that's where, yeah, I was trying to go for Google platform. So we click here and then we go to billing, and then here you just have to choose the organization, and make sure we choose the organization, and then we click add billing. But does that actually let us migrate from already created billing? Because it's totally this email, right?
Yeah, what is this switch account?
So switch account would be obviously if you have another account. So if you go for switch account here, then there is that other account. So let's just switch that and select. Now we could just attach that billing here as well, but since we're not gonna use that account, that's why I was saying that instead of approaching another account and then coming back here, why don't we just create directly here with that new account that we have added. But yes, switch account, when we go, it is just switching that, or my billing account is now showing here manage billing account. I'm just gonna go to manage billing accounts here, and so it should show me that it is going to check my domain based, that other, so it doesn't show anywhere. So this means that it is switching, it is just showing us the other one that we have already, instead of migrating this.
Can you go to the user? Can you go to the user? What is login? It is no, on the right side of
Add
the
member?
No, top.
Oh, on the user. Now we're logged into this, so it's like switching, right? So if I want to switch from here to there, so I'll be back where I was. So if I click add, it's just switching, so it's not actually migrating anything. But I'm sure that some of the documentation may show that how to migrate, although it's a test account, so we would just remove it from there and add it here. That would be a straightforward approach. But suppose somebody wants to migrate billing, then yes, we have to follow that documentation after finding it. So this is just simply creating again with the proper, just like any production environment would have. That's what we're doing now in our test environment. So it's still trying, and it's gonna go for again the whole thing. So yeah, the best approach would be, or straightforward approach would be, remove the settings from there and attach, create the settings here. Mirab says, how to cancel the billing account from the Gmail one? Yeah, that would be a good idea. In fact, we should do that first and then come back here. So I will just try to go ahead and go to the other one. Oh, okay. So admin, I should not be going for admin. I'll go for GCP console. Go to Cloud Console, guys, and let's go to the billing there and see if we can delete that account. So I'm logged in from that. So if I show on the right side, Digital Passion 2090. So that's my account. I'll go to billing. Select a project. There's a project that it shows, and my first project. If I click that on the top, you're missing at least one of the required permissions, resource. Where did we attach the billing account? We just need to go to that project. Okay, so I'm in the Google platform right now, and on the top I see projects there, right? So I need to get rid of the projects and then try to remove the billing as well. So first of all, I need to check that which project the billing account is showing as enabled. So I could just cancel. So there's a billing showing here on my right side. This one, right? Estimated charges and take a tour. And there are options. This is get view detailed charges, or we don't want to hide card. But if we go to the billing directly, it should just give us some more information because it's full. There's a huge amount of services here as well. And cancel billing should be here. Normally, I don't do that every day, so I have to check payment overview. Cancel should be under, okay, so in the payment overview, I can see my credit card details. So just look away somewhere, guys, and how you pay and manage payment. Okay, so it's under account management, this one, last one, right? Okay, thank you. And account management, guys, here, and then you can see my first project, so disable billing, and the other project. So for all projects, it's just going for disable billing. So yep, close billing account. This is the main one here, right? Yeah, this one, close billing account. And then there's my billing account. So all the options there. But if you go for close billing account, this one, so then it gives you a big one here. Before you close my billing account, know this: this billing account spent $0 last month and is linked to 3 projects. Closing this billing account stops all billable services in any projects linked to this account, such as running VMs. We don't have any. Your current month to date spend is, oh seriously, 0.02 cents. Note that additional charges may take up to 48 hours to settle on the account. After you close your cloud billing account, we will bill you for the usage that you accrued prior to canceling your service based on your current payment cycle. This will be the last bill that you receive. So the sooner we close the account, then it could be settled. We already had $300 credit, so it should not be a problem. Before proceeding, we recommend that you do the following. If you have any resources in linked projects that you want to keep up and running, before closing the cloud billing account, link those projects to a different active cloud billing account. So you can link the projects to a different billing account. Suppose we had resources running here, we could and critical resources, but we created an admin console, so we can actually link that project to another billing account as well, right? So we can do that, and instead of just closing we didn't create any resources, that's why we're going for just closing it directly. But technically you can link a project to another billing account as well. So type close here. I type the close button, and then there is close billing account, right? So this billing account is closed. Reopen it to continue using linked projects. Okay, you know what? I'll just delete the 2 projects that I have and keep that 1 project here. But since I closed it. Will it let me even touch the projects now? I'll quickly go there, up, and there's this project. I'm already logged into this project, and I want to just get rid of this project as well. So I'll go to project settings, and then shut down the project. We just created that at the start of the class, right? And project ID. So I'll put that whole name here and shut down, right? And I'll shut down the other one. Project is pending deletion. Yeah. Okay. So the only difference between that and this one is that there is no organization here, or we're not connected to any domain, and there we are connected to an organization which is connected to a domain. So that is what production environments will look like. So I'm just going to go back here, home, and I'll check that if I have another project other than my first project. We don't have to touch that because we didn't create any resources here. But I did create another project here as well, which you did not. So just ignore what I'm doing. I'll just go to the settings of the project and shut down this one as well quickly. Okay, so billing account closed and two projects that I created shut down. So we can simply leave this account alone, right? But if we ever need to,
How about my first
yeah.
project?
Well, that was the default one. So
Yeah.
that can remain, and we didn't create any resources there. So since the account is down, it's done. So if there was any resource, that would also that will be built. But after shutting down, I think there's a 30-day period there. So it's all the resources would have been deleted by them after we declared that. But
In case really shut down, then should not be issue,
yeah,
right?
shutdown should not be an issue. It was a default project which we never touched for anything. So yes, we can shut down this one as well. Normally I didn't do that, and it also didn't do anything, like I was not built. But yes, I'll just go ahead and shut down the default project as well. All billing and traffic serving stops. You will lose access to the project. The owners of the project will be notified, and the project will be scheduled to be deleted after 30 days. The project will be scheduled to, okay. Yeah, it's a good thing that suppose somebody unshuts the billing, and then if the project was not shut down, so can start creating resources. Unauthorized access. Just for that, we can shut down this one as well. Alright guys, so this is done. And we are good to leave this, but obviously you can just keep an eye on that. Now we did remove the billing, right? So if I go there, and yes, we did, we shut down the billing, right? And if I go back to billing now, so yes, you have no active billing accounts. Remove the active account after filter at the top of the page to show all billing accounts. Okay, so the billing information is actually not even there, so that's very good. After, just visit it again now and check it out, that if any, the credit card information basically, so it's not showing there, so that's good. We're good now. Okay, so I'm just gonna sign out from here, and we can just continue signing in from the other one. So this is just the signing out from this here, and while we're still signed in from the other account from admin console plus the Google Cloud platform as well. So search results, I'll just close that, and cloud identity free. So yes, that's just different other browsers. The lesser the browsers or tabs are open, the better. if we are doing multiple tasks. So okay, so I have admin console here, and I have a, okay, so this I need to log out. GCP. I will just, okay, here I was just adding my credit card information again here, right? With the admin console based and the domain based account. So I'll just continue with adding this credit card. You just have to look up, look bird up there. Okay, that's great. So I'll just pause the video here and take it to my other screen and put my credit card information here and come back. You can also do that. So guys, the question is that don't we create a billing in the admin console? So admin console billing, it's going to charge you for creating users groups for using all these services. It's going to charge you for that, right? It does give you an umbrella, top umbrella over the Google Cloud platform, but admin console pretty much is it's charging you for the cloud identity free. Obviously right now it's not going to charge you because it's a free plan, but when you want to use the premium cloud premium service, then it's going to charge you for this area and all the services here, while you will be separately paying the Google Cloud platform there as well. Although you can talk to the support of the Google, and then they will just give you one central billing there to attach. But if you add your credit card there, you're here, then you're just paying for the console services in this area. In production environment, yes, it will be just one single billing that you can attach. But this is for using these services, and what we're about to do is this is for using the services or free services. Since we want to use the free services, that's why we are going this way. These free services for Google Cloud Platform you won't see showing up here, right? But if I go for add a subscription, if they have added that, that's a good thing. If I click the add a subscription here, see. So add a subscription has what do you want? So you want G Suite Basic, Google Workspace Essentials, Google Workspace Business Starter, Enterprise Plus, and then Enterprise Standard, G Suite Business, Google Workspace Business Standard, Workspace Business Plus, and Workspace Enterprise. So what is Enterprise? Google Workspace Enterprise, most advanced security and compliance controls for complete productivity and collaboration with unlimited storage. But it is Enterprise, a cloud-based Google Workspace Essentials, cloud-based enterprise-grade productivity and communication tool that helps you and your team connect and get work done from anywhere on any device. It's simple to set up. Again, in Google Voice, Google Identity devices, and so yeah, we're paying separately for just this service, and we're separately paying for the cloud service. So that's why we're adding there. But since it is free for us, the cloud identity free, so we don't have to add separately here. In production environment, you can attach the two, and you can talk to the support for that. Okay, so here it's an individual account. It's not a business one, right? So cloud platform, and then oh man, I was supposed to take that away. I'll quickly put that information there, and then we can go ahead. Resuming now. So I have placed my credit card information and address here, and it says welcome and blah blah blah. Go to the checklist. So yeah, go to compute engine, go to cloud storage, and then it just shows that what we can do with our services, right? So that is added, and I can go to checklist, and hopefully it has detected that I am actually logged in from that, so I don't need to attach this domain again. If I go to this and attach, yes, it does detect it did create my first project there after the billing. But if you want to use the organization, yes, I have the choice to use the organization. And then from there, once you choose the organization, you can just select the project. I created that project, my project here. Okay, so it's just saying that so when the billing is configured, so I think it's taking time to really show. So there's a select project and then there's a view project. So it's supposed to let me select a project from here. Yes, now it's adding opening, but can I add resources of an organization? So I have selected the organization here, so I'm able to add those resources. How can I delete the admin account? Delete the admin account. So you have to go to the admin console. If you delete the admin account, then pretty much you want to get rid of the whole admin console there, right? Because this is the main account, the super administrator, as they say in the documentation. So admin account is actually doing all this. So you can go to the users. If you're closing this whole admin console, then you can delete that. But if you're referring to the previous one where we remove the billing, if you're asking about that, where we shut down billing and everything, so that is just a Gmail that you want to delete. You can delete that or change the password, or that's just a Gmail account now, a regular Gmail account that you want to use. Or if you want to delete the Gmail, you just log in from there and go to settings, and there's a delete account there as well. If you're talking about that which we shut down, right, the Gmail, but here admin, it's this area. So you have to delete, close the whole thing here. There's an account here and account settings, and it used to be here that we could delete. Primary is this, so we can't actually delete the primary unless we are deleting everything there. Then we can delete the primary. So when we delete, first you have to just remove the billing and then go ahead and delete the whole console. I have two, my first project created. Can I delete one? Yes, so the one that we created, we can delete that. But yes, for Mohammed, so it has to be the whole of this. So you have to shut down the billing, and then from there it's gonna just delete everything, just like we did before there. Otherwise, you can contact the support as well. So at the end of the course, we're going to be deleting all that. So at that time, obviously, we're going to go through that process of how to delete the admin account. Okay, so admin console, admin dot okay, admin console is this admin.google.com, and the cloud is console.cloud.google, right? So these are the two URLs that we need to remember. And I'll just put that here as well, so we can check it out. So admin console for authentication and authorization services, and the other one console.cloud.google.com for all the cloud infrastructure as a service features like compute and storage and network, right? Storage, network, storage. Okay, so anyway, we get that, etc. So this is the URL. These are the URLs that we need to remember, and https // right. So these are the two critical URLs, but in production environment you can just have them the link added there as well, or if they have introduced that feature, then I have to dig out the documentation if in the latest they have added or not. Okay, so that said, if we go back here, so this is admin console and I'm there on the first project, and yes, it is showing me two projects. Why? Because we had created the billing as well, and we still want to remain under that either you want to go for no organization, or you go for professional way, which is go through the organization. So, and then I'm going for my first project that was created here. But yes, we can delete the other project because we don't need that. In fact, my first project is the default project that gets created with the billing. If we go for the my first project here, at the end of the class, we will delete that other project, right? So my first project here, and then we can go for any other resources. Like if I go to IAM and admin, I am an admin, right? So, and then there is IAM. So it seems like not everything is right now working with this. If I go for identity and organization, so it now says in identity organization, do you have an organization? So yes, we do have an organization. Before, when we had not created an organization, so this option, this view was there, this message was there, but there is no, when we drop down, there was no organization. Now we are actually having an organization. And if I click select here, so I am an admin in my first project, which was there, and then identity and organization, and then I'm selecting an organization because now there is one. So, and if I click the select button here, then it shows you that, okay, you have attached this project with your organization. So what are the next steps you can do? So there's a checklist again. Remember that we went for checklist first. Now, after creating the organization, there's a checklist again with the remaining of steps that we can do. If I go to the checklist after attaching this project to the organization that we created, so I'll click that checklist. Although it shows that hey, you must first create that, but these are the other thing: add users and groups to your organization, set up administrator access to your organization, set up billing, set up the resource hierarchy. So we're pretty much going through this whole configuration. Obviously, this is in production environment. You have to go through these all configurations to really set up the whole. So this is just a checklist, and it's not actually checking that we have already created that organization. It's not detecting that. So it's just a documentation that we can say it's there. So I'm going to go back here, and last time we created the marketplace and added an image from there as well. Now, I had gone to Compute Engine, right? Just to check. Compute Engine does what? Compute Engine is a virtual machine, right? Virtual machine has to use underlying hardware. So if you want to know that your Google Cloud services are really available now, all services are available, so try to create a virtual machine. If you can, then yes, the services are available. If you cannot, so this means that they're not letting you use the underlying hardware, which means you need to investigate what's wrong now. So once first I went there, Compute Engine, to create a virtual machine. It said that no, first create a account there, right? Billing account. I have created that, but I need to still check that can I use the underlying hardware still or not. So I'm going to click the Compute Engine here, and now it detects that yes, I'm working under an organization. And second thing, it's saying, hey, for which project you want to create a virtual machine, the first one or the second one. So if I go for the first one, actually, under the organization, I created the second project, right? So if I select the second project, suppose, does it let me go ahead? So continue is not selective, but okay, and I uncheck that. I'll go for the first project, but the continue is still not there. The Google platform uses projects to manage resources, to use Google Compute Engine, select an existing project or create a new one. So it could be that billing account has not been updated, or organization is being created 2 hours, yes, and select project notification. So guys, are you able to create a Compute Engine? Because I'm not able to. So this means that right now resources are still not available for us. Mine says computer engine is getting ready. This may take a minute or more. Okay, so I think it's a matter of time. I'll just. Milab, do you see the? Did you have to select a project first? And do you see the organization name there? You didn't have to select a project. Okay. So I'll just. Oh, you see your project at the top. Okay, that's what I don't see. I'll just go for my project that I created under the organization. I'll click that because in my on my side, I think it's taking some time to refresh everything. There's no page level refresh. I'm just going to go for browser level refresh now. This one. Okay, I'll have to start from home and select a project, and then I can work under a project. So that's what it's just saying as well. Hey, why don't you select a project? And now I have selected a project. Yes, done. Before this was even not loading, so in the background normally everything loads slow. And now I've selected a project, and I'm going to go to the compute engine now and click that compute engine. And yes, virtual machines, actually it still says enable billing. So that has not been updated yet, I think. So virtual machines, if I go to VM instances, you can use compute engine after you enable billing. Are you kidding me? I'll click enable billing now and set the billing account for project. Okay, so it's just saying that, hey, you want to create that, anything here, attach that billing to this project as well. So, okay, I'll just click the set account. Now it's okay. So I had to just simply attach the billing to the other project because the billing was attached to the first project but not to this one. So suppose you create 10 more projects, you have to attach the billing to the project. So obviously when you use the underlying resources, then they will charge you for that. Okay, so computer engine is getting ready. Okay. Alright guys, so it's wow, still loading. Okay, I'll refresh that. Oh, okay, refresh me. Okay, there you go. Thank you. So I'm going to click create quickly, and so what we need to test as well is that we can add admin resources to this machine. Suppose we want to give access to some 5 users that we created in admin console, wherever it lets us after creating a compute engine or during wherever it lets us add a user. Can we add a user from admin console? We'll check that too. So first of all, this is name here. So you can go for your first name VM01. Oh, lowercase. Everything has to be lowercase, including 0 and 1. Okay. And then labels, we can add a label here as well. Suppose I go for label. Labels entered here will be assigned at the time of instance creation. Labels for an existing instance may be edited on the instance details page. So if I click the add label, so it's just key and value. Remember that in Azure and AWS as well. So suppose it's okay, department, and that is sales. Okay, it has to be lowercase, sales. And then if I add another label, It's like a branch, and then it's Toronto. So you can just put a key and its value. So that's it. That's just label is. But with the help of labels, you can attach some permissions and resources later as well. So department, sales, branch, Toronto. I'm just going to click save. This is just information about the machine. You can keep on adding more labels as well. I'll click save. And then region. So which region are we connecting to? So there's US Central 1, and we'll go for US East as usual if we can. So there's US East 1, South Carolina. So I'm just gonna select US East 1, and it has how many availability zones? BCD. Okay, so it has 3 availability zones, right? Montreal is nearer. US East 1, is there a, oh, there are actually North Virginia. That is nearer, right? North American Northeast, that's Northeast. Oh, actually there is no Montreal, but do we have all the resources? You know, every US company has this reputation of not providing all the advanced features in data centers that are in Canada. So they notoriously follow that. So maybe we don't offer that much business and capital as their own US companies offer. So why I go for US East? We can go for North Virginia, that's nearest to us, but it is well known that all the advanced features are normally in the on the US side, and so that's why. Okay, so here, how many in North Virginia? We have 3 availability zones here. So pretty much you will see 3 availability zones here, just like in Azure, in Google Cloud Data Centers. And then machine configuration. So there's general purpose machine. If I click that general purpose, machine types for common workloads, optimized for cost, and series. So there is E2 there, there's N2, CPU platform selection based on availability, and powered by Intel Cascade Lake CPU platform. Anyway, so E2 is the default one, and compute optimized, you can go for the selection. Here also in general purpose, there is machine type E2 medium, 2 vCPUs and 4 GB memory, right? But then there is 2 vCPUs and 1 GB memory as well. Anyway, if we go for 2 vCPUs and 4 GB memory, that's also okay. And memory optimized, compute optimized, you can have all those types of machines, but we can just select the general purpose. You can see that it's, you know, not very, unless we get used to it, it's a bit more confusing than, you know, it's more clearer to create a virtual machine in Azure and very clear in AWS. But you can see that it's so congested here and small and smaller windows there. Okay, anyway, if we go ahead, CPU platform and GPU, if you select that, so there's automatic CPU platform configuration is permanent, okay, and in trial version you cannot have GPUs or graphics processing unit. And display device, turn on display device, turn on display device if you want to use screen capturing and recording tools. So that's a good feature. And confidential VM service, enable the confidential computing service on this VM, and that is, this service adds protection to your data in use by keeping memory of this VM encrypted with keys that Google doesn't have access to. So that's very good. But if you want more protection, container, deploy a container image to this VM instance. So do you want to have a container inside this virtual machine? Normally they will deploy a Docker service on the you know, whichever is the operating system here, and then they will configure container service for you. Suppose you want to have a virtual machine inside which you want to actually have a container installed, so you can do that too. And what operating system is their new 10 GB standard persistent disk? Debian GNU Linux. If I click change, can we create in the operating system, can we go for Windows Server? There is Windows Server here. I'll select Windows Server. And server core x64 build supports shielded VM features. Okay. Boot disk type standard and 32 GB size. So that's one thing. Then there are custom images here. If you want to, if you have added here custom images, then there are snapshots and existing disks as well. So I'm back to public images here, and selected Windows Server. Then the version, Windows Server version 1903 data center core for containers. Nope. Data center core. Nope. Data center core for containers. Data center. So this is a data center, guys. That's a GUI, right? So if I select it, instead of core, we can select GUI and then connect to it as well. So I'm going to click select. Okay. And if you're using Windows and intend to run additional Microsoft software, please fill in the license verification form. So if you want to have, suppose, MS Office or any other software, so do you have the license for that? So they will verify that from you. And identity and API access. So compute engine default service account. Yes, service account is just account that applications use. So allow default access scope, which is good. Firewall, add tags and firewall rules. So allow HTTP traffic. We want to actually connect with RDP, and then I think we have to define it in the networking, because it's just saying HTTP HTTPS, but we want to RDP into that machine, right? So then we can click the management, security, disks, networking, and sole tenancy here. I'm going to click that. It's a long one. Management, security, disks, networking, and sole. So if I go for management, so there's just description, deletion protection. You want it to be protected from accidental deletion. You can enable that. Reservations. Automatically use created reservation. Do you want to reserve resources? Hey, I always need 64 GB RAM, 24/7, 365. You can reserve that too. They will charge you a little more for that. Automation. And we're not using any automation yet. Availability policy. Preemptibility. A preemptible VM costs much less but lasts only 24 hours. It can be terminated sooner due to system demands. So we're going to talk about more detailed services. Right now we need to get a machine up and running to see that our all underlying hardware is working fine, although it should be working fine if we are that far here, this far. But anyway, preemptibility. Okay, since I'm here, I'll click here, and this says a preemptible VM is an instance that you can create and run at a much lower price. So remember that spot instances there in Azure and AWS. So this is preemptible instance. Then so it is much lower price. However, Compute Engine might stop preempt these instances if it requires access to those resources for other tasks. So just like spot instances are in Azure and AWS, and you can use them at a very low price, but the catch is that the vendor can anytime delete your machines if anyone else outbids you. So there's bidding there as well, right? So preemptible here is spot instances there in Azure and Google Cloud. Oh, in AWS Cloud. Okay, so no, we don't want this to be preemptible. And on-host maintenance, migrate VM instances. So when Compute Engine performs periodic infrastructure maintenance, it can migrate your VM instances to other hardware without downtime. So that's good. And this is good. Yeah. Automated restart. No, we don't want automatic restart. So that's, if we go up, this is just the management, right? Then there is security. And turn on secure boot, turn on VTPM. TPM is Trusted Platform Module, which means that your operating system and the disk is encrypted. The whole disk is encrypted, and its key is inside the virtual machine or underlying hardware motherboard, right? So if the disk is detached, it will be still encrypted unless the encryption and decryption key is with it as well. So encryption and decryption key normally is with the underlying hardware motherboard. or turn on integrity monitoring. So it's going to check that if it is it's going to monitor with the stack driver service there, that if it is corrupted or somebody is hacking it, and turn on secure boot. So it's just secure boot helps protect your VM instances against boot level and kernel level malware and rootkits. So yeah, if you have any boot level attack at the start, the attack starts as well. So SSH keys block project-wide SSH keys. So when checked, project-wide SSH keys cannot access this instance. So the thing is that if there are any SSH or secure shell keys there, so on the project level there is a security, they will still not block this virtual machine access. So it's just your security that you want. If we go down here, disks, you want extra disks there, and networking, then there's network tags, host name, network interfaces. To create another network interface, you need to have a new network first. So it has one default network interface, which is okay. And sole tenancy, this is just sole tenancy, and this is just that you want underlying dedicated hardware or not, right? So all this is okay, management and everything. It didn't ask for RDP, so normally it detects that it's a Windows machine, and RDP should be provided at when the machine is created. So I'm just going to go down here further, and that's the only option left there, which is create. Your free trial credit will be used for this VM instance. Okay, so I'm going to click create. So what happened here? Ouch. Yeah, we read that in the free trial that Windows VM instances are not included with the free trial. To use them, first enable billing on your account. You'll still be able to apply your free trial credits to eligible products and services. So we can only use here Linux. We cannot use Windows. So gone are the days of the Windows. So this is one thing. Okay, we cannot create that, but there is that manage access written here, and if I click the manage access here, so it says, hey, you want to give anyone access to this virtual machine. If I just type my users there, so yes, in this project also I get users that I created from admin console. So definitely we are connected to our admin console, and you create groups there, you create users there. You know, we have a group here. Let's see if it adds groups as well. And that was I think sales, but if it adds group, so Google Groups, okay, it adds from Google Groups there, or G Suite domain service account. So this means that if I go for sales DEPT and at installing soft.xyz, this is my whole domain, right? This is the group name that I created there. Yes, it detects the group as well. I just have to type the whole thing. It does not automatically detects that, but when I type the whole thing, it detects that. So if I just want to add a group, so users, I know that it detects from admin console, and the security group that we created there, now it detects that too. Let me just confirm if it goes all the way. Suppose this group is actually the owner. Send notification, and I'll click save. Yes, so admin console group, admin console users are all able to access any of the resource in Google Cloud Platform, right? So that's good. And we get to know also that the machine cannot be created, but I was creating a machine just to know that if the whole billing is okay, we're allowed to do whatever we want here now within the $300, $399 actually, $400. And can we also add, you know, still from admin console, whatever user we create, we can add here, and we can create actually 50 users. So that's a lot of free resources that they have provided for our testing purpose, right? We need to actually delete this machine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this machine. I'll just okay, it's gone. I deleted that. We were not supposed to go for Compute Engine for now. We're still supposed to explore all the options of IAM and admin, and but we get to know that how to make that professional configurations there. Once you're in a company, you have to attach that company either to G Suite or to Google Identity Service, and attach the official company name, domain name from the domain registrar, and that is the first thing we should do, and then attach it to a Google Cloud Platform free trial in our case. While there, you would go for paid one when you're attaching it to a Google Identity Service if the company wants to go cheap or less budget. Otherwise, G Suite directly created for the company, and use that admin account of G Suite to log into Google Cloud Platform as well, and attach the billing there as well. So this much we have done. IAM is there, and we can add now whatever you. So you're separately adding user to IAM from admin console. You can add that those users as well. Otherwise, we can directly add to any resource the users from admin console as well. So we can add here the users, so we can actually give more permissions, and we can add users to the roles here: editor, organization, owner. Well, these are the actual roles that we gave. So this much we have played with the features here. So we're going to continue with the IAM features, but this was more important to how to connect a company to Google Cloud Platform and offer the admin console services, the Google identity service, cloud identity service here. So that's the first thing, or first step. We did that as a pilot project in Azure as well, and we did that here as well. We had to set up the domain here as well, right? So okay guys, we'll continue on this Friday, and we'll continue with IAM, and then Compute Engine, and then storage and networking, and then yeah, we'll touch the container and Kubernetes as well. And then we're going to go for Oracle Cloud as well. Okay, and thank you. So see you this Friday, and there is a comment there in the class. Please copy and paste class chat in WhatsApp group. Okay. Oh, okay, sure. So the whole class chat. Okay guys, so we don't need to delete anything here. Actually, we created a project here, and the resource that we created there was so we can keep this project, right? Keep this project, don't delete anything now, and just remember the two URLs here: admin.google.com and console.cloud.google.com, right? Okay guys, so see you. No deletion required for now, and see you on Friday. Alright, thank you, bye bye, good night. Stopping the video.